Oh yeah, we hit that octave. We hit that higher octave.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're About That Action, and we're back with another, with a new fantastic episode, guys. We're going to try something new because we do have a sort of, not state of emergency. What is it? What is the thing the president does?
State of the Union.
State of the Union
podcast.
We have a state of the podcast address. So this is kind of crazy. We did an episode a few weeks back where Josh was kind of workshopping some stand-up material, and me and Marsh were having a little bit of a spat. We are all good now. We kind of ironed that out. But Josh's material made the rounds, guys. This is incredible. Last week, we're talking about it. We're talking about all the stuff we're going to do for the upcoming episodes for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all this and that.
We're watching the movies.
We're having a great time. He goes radio silent for like a day. I can't believe it. I'm like, what the hell, dude? What the fuck? He texts us 3 days ago. He says, sorry, guys, I'm on a cruise. We say, cruise? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. He goes, I got an email from none other than Bert Kreischer's team. And Bert Kreischer's team somehow got a hold of the footage of his stand-up material that was on the episode. And they said, buddy, have we got an opportunity for you? Bert Kreischer's going on another comedy cruise, and he wants you to be his opener. And we really wish that he could be here for that, but it was so last minute. They literally said, bon voyage. Okay, we're out of here. Tomorrow, you got to make your decision in the next 15 minutes. And he just texted us. He said, guys, I'm going to be gone for a while. I don't know how long I'm going to be gone for. And me and Marsh had to sit down and say, what is the direction we want to take the show? Yeah. We had that conversation. Do we want to try to do the show forever without Josh? And we both said no. Yeah, absolutely not. So in this time when Josh kind of grows this new seed of a career, his comedy career, we are going to take this time to sort of do something new with the show temporarily. I know everybody wants Josh back, and I know we're going to lose some listeners as soon as they heard that. They're probably going to turn it off.
The Josh lovers. I'm one, myself included.
I didn't want to show up at all. Yeah. I didn't want to show up at all. But
Tom and I are like, how the fuck are we going to do this? Just the two of us.
Yeah, I know. The two guys that don't even like each other, and then the one guy who really just kind of glues the whole show together. Gone. Yeah. Right.
So we don't know how long Josh is going to be gone. The only thing I really know is that this Bert Kreischer Carnival cruise tour, they're going around the Arctic Circle. He could be gone for months to years.
They're going around the Arctic Circle. They're going around the Bermuda Triangle. They're going around.
Who knows? And it's Bert Kreischer.
The Square of Hormuz. I don't
know, dude. Like, we'll see how it goes. All I know is that Josh... he sent us this stand-in in the mail. He said, hey, assholes, this is my stand-in. Put him in my chair. This is the new Josh, I guess, while we wait for Josh to come back. So we've previously talked about all three of us covering mixed martial arts and pro wrestling on the podcast. So in lieu of Josh being on this amazing cruise where he is actually building his career in the entertainment industry with
his comedy empire,
Tom and I thought, hey, it might not be a bad idea to start covering maybe some mixed martial arts matches that we hold dear to our hearts, some pro wrestling matches, and maybe in the interim until Josh comes back, we can have some friends on the pod to kind of fill in, so it's not just Tom and I and a skeleton stand-in looking like total fucking morons.
Yeah. So we're going to kick this thing off, just me and Marsh today, but going forward for the next few weeks, we're going to have new fresh faces in this third seat from all kinds of walks of life.
And nobody knows who it's going to be.
Nobody knows who it's going to be.
It could be anybody. It could be Josh. Josh might call in.
Not only that, if you know somebody that is a pro wrestler, a pro combat, a pro wrestler, combat sport person, stunt person, whatever. Yeah. If you know somebody and you think that they would be good to have on the show for an episode, we would love to talk to them. We would love to have them in the third seat. they'll never live up to the legacy of Josh. We do want to make that very clear.
Yes.
Anybody that's on the show, we're so happy you guys made the time to be here, and we're really, really excited to talk to you. We are working at a deficit because you're not Josh.
Yeah,
so
you're not Josh.
You're going to have to somehow find a way to sort of bridge that gap.
You'll never be
you'll never be Josh. And that's a us problem.
Yeah.
That's like a me and Marsh problem. And we'll kind of figure out a way to come to terms with that and sort of maneuver the conversation around the fact that you're not Josh. But just know that
never be as handsome as Josh,
No.
As tall as Josh.
So far, the lineup is not as tall as Josh. Yeah.
And I can only imagine that most of our listeners who listen in just for Josh's sexy, soothing voice, they've already stopped listening.
His factoids. Yeah. I mean, they're not even here anymore. And I don't even really necessarily blame them. I think what might help is if we can get some audio recordings of Josh and just kind of put it into the drops and just get a little bit of
maybe we just get a little bit of Josh every once in a while.
A little bit of the Josh juice.
I think I have some Josh somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. This might take too long to do live, so fuck it. Let's.
In the meantime, guys, we are going to cover a couple fights today. We, as old heads, like to reminisce about the good old days, the old shit when we were young. The fights that meant a lot to us when we were young, and what better to sort of kick this off than maybe one of the most important fights in UFC history, in my opinion. And I think in many people's opinion. We're talking about the finale of The Ultimate Fighter between Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner. Stephen Bonner, local guy from Chicago.
Bonner, local Chicago guy. I'm actually going to throw this on, Tom, so we can kind of watch and talk this through in the background. I got plenty of notes here. So a couple things. Tom and I talked about how we wanted to do this, and we both decided for this first episode, until we start having some guests on, we were going to each pick a fight. The Ultimate Fighter Season 1 finale was my choice. I fondly remember the year 2005 watching this. I was a huge UFC fan at the time.
Dude, Michael Clark Duncan, that's where he was.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan is in the crowd. We got Kevin James in the crowd wearing a fucking backwards Newsy hat. Wait until you see that thing.
Oh, yeah. That's the state of the culture, though, back then, baby. 2005, off the heels of 2004.
Yeah, we got... Mike Goldberg, old-timey Mike Goldberg here. I love his voice. I think he's one of the best color commentators in the game. I miss him dearly. I wish he was back in UFC.
He died, supposedly, allegedly. He allegedly died, unfortunately.
But this was a huge moment in not only UFC for a company, right? But I guess like culturally for what would become like the mixed martial arts industry that we know today, right? So at the time, UFC was kind of in the shitter. They were sold to the Fertitta brothers and Dana White, and they were hemorrhaging money, and they kind of placed all these bets on this Ultimate Fighter reality TV show, which at the time in 2005, reality TV was absolutely fucking huge. Tom, you remember like how big reality TV was in 2005?
Reality TV, I think, got its real big push, its genesis, because of a writer's strike, because they didn't have to pay writers to make the episodes, and so they started making. So that's when reality TV really took off, because all you needed was the premise and then the people, and you don't have to that's another thing with reality TV. You don't have to pay these people anything.
No, true.
Like some of these, it's like maybe they'd make $200 a day or something to be on the show. Most of the time, reality TV show people make nothing. I don't think the Ultimate Fighters, at least back then, I mean, even the fighters that weren't on the show weren't fucking barely paid.
They're not making a lot of money now, so I'd have to assume the middleweights and the light heavyweights on this show that competed in the first season, and probably every season up until then, right? I mean, fighters' pay is definitely something that you can look up if you've never read about it before. Criminally underpaid athletes in the UFC specifically. I don't want to talk about other leagues because I'm not super in the know of what their payouts are. But yeah, I mean, the fighters here are probably, I would say, making nothing. They're probably getting free training. They're getting probably food and room and board. And then also, fighting for that notoriety, which is something that the UFC does very, very well, where they kind of like paint this sort of gimmick of, fight for your meal ticket, right? Earn everything from the bottom. And that's kind of like what the entire dynamic of this reality TV series was.
Yeah, the first season, the winner would win a
6-figure contract.
Yeah, 6-figure contract, so like $100,000.
Which sounds.
Contract.
I was thinking about this when I was watching this, right? Which sounds impressive, right? But when you're talking like in legal terms, that's not a 6-figure dollar amount of money. You're winning a potential 6-figure contract for potential fights that you might get, right? So realistically, did all of these guys that won this fulfill their entire contract and get everything? Maybe. I think Kenny Florian, Diego Sanchez, Stephan Bonner, and what's his fucking name?
Forrest Griffin.
I'm pretty sure they all got that and then some more. But you got to think too, like some of these guys, they're not fulfilling the entire contract the whole way where they're making all that money.
So
was he like a big UFC fighter?
So these guys didn't get paid anything?
They're in federal fucking jail.
Yeah. So they don't win $100,000 lump sum. They win the potential to win $100,000.
They win a $100,000 contract, which I mean that might mean 10 fights for $10,000.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
So a $100,000 contract, ultimately boils down to, I mean, you don't know how many fights are in there and you don't know what the payouts are for each fight, right? And that's a big thing when we're talking about fighters' pay. Like I said, if you want to research UFC fighters' pay, there's a lot of different things you can read about this. But with what they're paid from their actual purse from the fight, after they pay out their camp, after their, after all their bills are settled, and then Uncle Sam gets their cut, these guys are not making a lot of money.
Yeah, and that sucks. And to think about the punishment that they put themselves through, especially in the course of just the show, right? I mean, because how the show basically works is it's not like it's just a bunch of guys and then they all fight on one tournament and then the winner of the tournament wins in one night or whatever, like it used to be.
Right.
It's a multi-week, 10 weeks or something?
Yeah.
And they have each team picks a representative to fight the other person from the other team's representative. And so these guys are fighting multiple times leading up to the finale.
Right. They're actually having full-blown fights leading up to the finale. And those fights are actually unsanctioned fights. They're what you would consider, I guess, like a smoker.
Yeah,
right. So they don't count against anything on like your win-loss, but like you're having these full-blown like gym wars with other people that are just as hungry to kind of win the prize at the end of this, right? So you're putting your body through a lot. As for like why I chose this, right? The Tough finale, it's a very, very fun watch. If you've never seen this before, if you are not an MMA fan, I highly recommend you watch it for a couple of things, right? Number one, the aesthetics of 2005. Chris Lieben, some of these guys, it's just this is a time capsule. It's a lot of fun. It's got a reality TV vibe to it. A lot of these fighters, I love how it says good chin as one of the Kenny Florian walked into the ring and it's like jiu-jitsu specialist, good chin. Yeah, he's got a good chin. He's definitely not going to get knocked out. That's definitely an attribute that a fighter wants to have. But this is kind of before fighters really leaned into pro wrestling gimmicks. These guys were not gimmicky for the reason of like I'm creating a gimmick or I'm creating a brand. These guys were unapologetically themselves and were like living whatever weird gimmick and thing that they did. They were
just weird.
They were just weird guys.
Yeah. No, who do you think when we're talking about pro wrestling gimmicks, obviously there's like a bunch of really good ones in the UFC especially. Who do you think really kicked off the popularity of doing that? You don't think it went as far as because Chael Sonnen was fighting before Conor McGregor, wasn't he?
Yeah, Chael Sonnen definitely would be the precursor.
And he's the best to ever do it.
He's the best to ever do it. And then Conor McGregor expanded upon it. And like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some fighters in these years and eras that are in on, they're in on the kayfabe and they understand it. I think Forrest Griffin is one of those fighters.
Oh, dude, Forrest Griffin was absolutely, especially at this time, for years, Forrest Griffin was my number one. He was my favorite.
And I think that it's important to recognize that, like, while he might be being himself, he understood the importance of having a good character. He was one of the most popular fighters to come out of this show just because of how bizarre and random he is. I mean, there's an episode where he shaved one half of his head. He did a bunch of really, really, really goofy stuff. Diego the Nightmare Sanchez, another unapologetically himself fighter who has a gimmick, but like, that's just Diego Sanchez. one of the best fighters to come out for middleweight, especially for this one. One of my favorite fighters of all time.
Yeah, I remember just seeing interviews with Forrest Griffin, and he's such just like a funny guy that makes fun of himself all the time. And I was like, in this world where you're dealing with these dudes who literally want to kill you as soon as the cage closes, to have a dude who's like has a good time and just likes to make people laugh also outside the cage, I was like, this guy's fucking awesome,
dude. Yeah, and like even at the end of this fight,
there's only so much like hard ass bullshit I can take before I'm like, all right, I gotta lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, you can't be such a tough guy all the time. I think there's something to be said about the MMA fighter that is not.
You can step in the cage, tough guy.
Step in the cage with me, tough guy. Fight me.
Well, you like smoking crack and killing random women.
Guys that take it like they're like in on the joke, right? And like even like when Forrest Griffin, spoilers, at the end of this fight, he wins like a watch. Like the winner wins their 6-figure contract with the UFC. They win a Toyota Scion, 2005 Toyota Scion, a car that is no longer made anymore. And then they win some sort of fancy watch. And as soon as Dana White hands Forrest Griffin the watch, he goes, "I can pawn this for a lot of money," which is like he literally like he says that to the boss of the UFC who's handing him this, "Hey, congratulations, you just won, whatever." And he literally says, "I can pawn this for a lot of money." Fucking awesome. It was hilarious.
Yeah. It was so sad to see him just get absolutely dismantled by Anderson Silva. But if you're going to get dismantled on national television by anybody at the time, especially Anderson Silva's the guy. It's nobody's going to blame you for that.
Yeah. Right now we're kicking off Kenny Florian versus Diego Sanchez for the middleweight, I guess winner of the Ultimate Fighter finale. They're about to start fighting right now. I want to kind of break down the premise as these guys start fighting. And if, Tom, you want to watch this fight and interject with anything. So the premise of the Ultimate Fighter, if you've never watched it, if you've never heard of it before in your life, you have 16 fighters, 8 light heavyweights and 8 middleweights in season 1. They all lived in a Las Vegas house together. They were coached by 2 different captains of each team, right? They were split into teams. Randy Couture was one of the coaches, super famous MMA fighter. We've covered him in the Expendables series. And then the other was Chuck Liddell. The winning team challenges, the right to pick the matchup for the next elimination fight. And then everything at the end of the day, you have 2 6-figure UFC contracts on the line, 1 per weight class. And then, like I said, you get a 2005 Toyota Scion and some watch that Dana White hands you. Some storylines and highlights from the first season. Chris Lieben was like such an important person in this first season. If you want to watch a total nutcase get wasted and do insane things in a house with a bunch of other fighters, probably on steroids, really, really good time.
I don't know, man. I think it's important. That's definitely a conversation we should have, is like, if these dudes are on steroids. Because both of these guys, Kenny Florian and Diego Sanchez, are both only 5'10".
No, they do not look like they're on steroids. And I texted you, it looks like, they look a little doughy, dude.
They do look doughy. Especially Diego Sanchez looks like a strong guy.
Yeah.
Just like a strong guy.
The body types just look different. And this is the beginning of the sport for the most part, right? I'd say this year, 2005, is really a huge turning point for this sport. MMA was already super popular in Japan years previous, and we're going to get to that with the fight that Tom wants to cover on this episode. But the sport is just kind of turning, in America at least. I feel like this is the turning point, because if you look at the fighters, so just for example, Tom, in the fight you picked, Wanderlei Silva versus Rampage Jackson 2, they are also middleweights. And their bodies could not look more different.
Holy shit, they're middleweights in that?
Yeah,
I thought they were light heavyweights.
That's a middleweight fight, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, their bodies could not look more different than these two, right?
Yeah, Pride was just so well known for basically saying we do not test for steroids.
Yeah, but at the time UFC was not testing for steroids either. No, for sure.
Dude, there were so many dudes with insane physiques back then.
Yeah.
Kevin Randleman.
Yeah, Kevin Randleman.
One of my favorites of all time. Truly one of the most fucking jacked dudes to ever stand in the damn squared circle.
Mark Coleman.
I do.
Mark Kerr.
Dude. Oh, Mark. Oh, yeah.
I was texting you on Sunday because I was watching I watched these fights, right? And then I just kind of ended up watching a bunch of random fights. I don't want to make allegations, but I watched Jeff Munson versus Chuck Liddell in Tokyo for UFC 28 or something. Jeff Munson looks like he's on fucking steroids.
Dude, Jeff Munson was fucking yoked back then.
The snowman, he was fucking
crazy
huge.
I do want to say too is if you've made it this far into the episode, and you're like, shit, dude, I don't know fucking anything about MMA. I don't really care about UFC. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I do think that if you just did a combat sport for like 3 days, it does change the way that you watch these things.
True.
Because you realize how fucking difficult it is to do any of this stuff. And these are the dudes who are at the top of their game. And I also think that a lot of people get turned off by fan bases, which is fair.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, every single popular thing has a fan base percentage that sucks. And especially in 2005, dude, the UFC fan base might have been the worst.
Yeah, they were
the worst
rough.
fan base imaginable.
They're pretty rough now, but in 2005, I mean, it was Tap Out, it was Zions energy drink, it was, you know, drunk dummies that, like, I wouldn't even call them frat boys, and I was one of them for a very, very long time. Just dumb people that enjoy, like, if you're a dumb person who enjoys fighting, you know, you're like the top tier of dumb people, you know, and I was one of them for a long time. I spoke their language for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was difficult because it's like I was always conflicted. I'm like, dude, I like UFC, I like MMA, I like boxing,
like,
but I also listen to Radiohead. So it's like I have this difficult sort of dichotomy deep in my soul that I'm constantly wrestling with. But it's like, I think that if you really gave it a chance and you really watched it, you could find something to appreciate even if you've never watched it before. I mean, Kayla had no interest in this kind of stuff, in combat sports and whatever. And then she started doing jiu-jitsu and she sees how difficult it is. And when she rolls with people who are really good and really skilled, she's like amazed by their ability to, you know, like do exactly what they want. And she's like, this is incredible. And now she's like, actually, I do want to start watching more like MMA stuff and whatever, combat sports.
Yeah.
She wants to watch a lot of, like, you know, obviously she wants to watch the women because that's more inspiring for her personally. But
honestly, the women's fighting quality has only gone up in the years as more, you know, women fighters have started training, and they've really promoted the women's fights, right, for all the different weight classes that they have now. I think like in 2005 and even before this, you know, an MMA bro was a very specific type of bro.
The worst kind.
They were kind of like the fringe bro, because they're kind of like bro-y sports guys, but they're also like motorcycle culture, like, you know, everything that goes into this, right? They all have bad tattoos. They all have like goatees and fucking like, you know what I mean? Look at Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, I mean, Diego Sanchez.
He's got like a fucking crazy facial hair, crazy bad tattoos. All these guys have, like, it's an interesting social class. Look at Diego Sanchez's dad with like the old timey camera taking a photo of him. Diego Sanchez is just so everybody knows, if you're following, like, we just saw Diego Sanchez beat the bricks out of Kenny Florian like a minute 42 seconds of the first round.
It was actually kind of depressing.
Not even close.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't look like Kenny Florian even really wanted to be there. He literally was just hopping on the outside constantly and would not engage. And then eventually Diego Sanchez ran him into the cage and was able to take him down.
Whooped ass. But going back to like MMA bros and how it was different, I guess then, you know, now the sport is definitely way more different than it was. This was kind of like, there was like the Wild Wild West UFC, right, where you had your Tank Abbotts and you had your Dan Severns,
dude,
like your UFC. I'd say your UFC 1 through 10, right? And I might be incorrect in saying what the number was, right? But when the Fertittas and Dana White bought it, they really tried to legitimize the sport and turn it into something. Well, ultimately they did. They turned it into what it is now, which is like a global money printing machine that is nonstop creating content of fights. It's the premier league in the world right now, right? For what they do, and they successfully did it. But at the time, this was pretty fucking wild. It was pretty out there, right? And to be somebody into it, you know, you had to kind of be a real goofball like myself. And I understand where Tom is coming from with like maybe having some hesitations where it's like, man, I love all this stuff, but I also like Radiohead. I can't relate to that because I hate Radiohead. I listened to heavy metal at the time, so I kind of fit right in with these level of bros. Like, me and these bros got along great. There's the Scion that they want. Look at that fucking piece of shit, dude. Can you imagine? That's your fucking prize. We'll have to show. I'll put that on a video.
We got to clip that.
Yeah, and there's the watch too. Like, here's your watch, dude.
Honestly, the watch is probably worth similar to the Scion.
I'd
They're probably
say
worth
maybe,
of similar amounts to the Scion.
If I had to guess, whoever got a watch definitely sold.
Holy shit, dude! Joe Rogan with
2005
hair.
Joe Rogan, dude.
This shit is so old. Joe Rogan still has hair
and a full beard.
A
Whoa, t-shirt from.
I almost didn't even recognize him.
A button-up shirt from Dan Flashes, like I had texted you. He only wore shirts from Dan Flashes from 2005 to 2010.
Somebody's lying, dude. No way. Diego Sanchez is 5'10". Joe Rogan's not 5'10". They're like eye level.
Well, I think Joe Rogan maybe might have been wearing something in his shoes. Might have been wearing,
yeah. Like heels or something. High heels for sure.
Yeah.
But manly, obviously. Combat heels, tactical heels.
We're kind of getting to the fight now. A big talking point that defined the whole season of The Ultimate Fighter Season 1, Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Bonnar in the finale. So this was a really, really big deal. Everybody wanted to see these two guys fight each other from this first season, right? And ultimately, that's why it culminated. It's hard to describe without watching the entire first season of this. Getting to finally watch them fight. But this is a huge fight, a huge moment in UFC, especially at this point when they were hemorrhaging money on the verge of bankruptcy. Post-purchase, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, the Ultimate Fighter saved the UFC.
This fight specifically, everybody has noted in saying there would be no UFC if it wasn't for Stephan Bonnar versus Forrest Griffin in the finale episode.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And it had been around for a while. I mean, a lot of states were making MMA illegal.
Yep.
They said it was like glorified cockfighting. John McCain was kind of the fucking.
Yep.
He's fat. Kind of the head of the charge on that one.
You can, dude, just go for it. I'm the talking points guy.
Yeah. Now you're like so locked in. You're like, I can't even look at. I can't
even look at the drops now, dude. What am I supposed to do without Josh?
Yeah, I know. Well, the one good thing about having like a 3-person sort of prong is like when 2 people are engaging, it's like, all right, I could do this thing over here.
Right.
When it's only me and you, it's like you have to be reading this thing because you put a lot of effort in. Yeah, honestly, this is like a school paper. Dude.
Yeah, it is like a school paper.
It's actually really incredible.
I'm obsessive.
Guys, I should really take a picture of this and put it on the fucking story. It's like a legit like peer-reviewed paper. It's really with bold headlines and everything. It's well laid out. That's fucking crazy.
This is literally like what I do for work every day. All right, okay. While we're waiting for the fight that we're going to cover to come on right now, I wanted to talk about some notables for 2005, right?
Oh, dude. 2005, what a fucking year.
Crazy year. You see this list of movies right here? You got Batman Begins, first Christopher Nolan Batman, Star Wars Episode 3, Chronicles of Narnia, never seen it. You got your Harry Potter, War of the Worlds, Wedding Crashers.
Dude, what a year!
$1 Million Baby.
Holy shit. Revenge of the Sith, saw that in theaters, of course.
Yep.
War of the Worlds, I will never forget this. I saw War of the Worlds with my buddy Chris and his dad and his brother, I think. And there's a part where the big like tripod thing blasts this dude. It might be the first guy that dies on screen, so you see like how scary they are.
Yeah.
Blasts this dude and he explodes and his pants fly at the screen. And I will never forget my friend's dad just looking at us and going, "Hey, nice pants." And I don't know why that was so fucking funny to me. It was just so out of nowhere and unexpected.
Awesome.
I don't know why that shit was so funny, but it's 21 years later. I still remember that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Movies were good this year. Music, top albums of the year. You got The Massacre from 50 Cent.
Classic.
Encore from Eminem. I think that's a pretty good record. Is that Real Slim Shady? Is that Real Slim Shady?
No, Real Slim Shady would have been. Isn't that the Marshall Mathers LP?
Oh yeah, maybe that is. No, Marshall Mathers LP is Hi, My Name Is, I think.
I thought that was on the Slim Shady LP.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Slim Shady LP, and then Marshall Mathers LP was right after that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, actually. That's a great question.
American Idiot by Green Day.
Oh, yeah.
Top singles, you got Holla Back Girl, Gwen Stefani. Hung Up by Madonna.
Actually, dude, I found a page on Instagram last night. Kayla sent it to me, and it was literally just top 10 music videos from certain dates. And it was between like 1998 and they did all of them up until like 2008 or something like that. And it was the top 10 music videos on like, April 12th, 2001. And then it would go to the top 10. And dude, I sat on that shit for like 30 minutes being like,
just watch the videos.
Yeah, I was like, that video sucks. That song sucks. And then I'm like, that song's pretty good. Should be higher on the list. I did that for longer than I care to admit. But.
Yeah, TV in 2005, you have the first season of American Idol, which was a fucking smash hit. Going back to the reality TV aspect and why Tough was so successful. CSI Crime Scene Investigation, Desperate Housewives, Season 1. CSI Miami, you got a lot of CSI. Without a Trace, you got Grey's Anatomy, Everybody Loves Raymond, and Lost. Lost came out in 2005. Laguna Beach, and then obviously The Ultimate Fighter. Tech, you got the launch of the iPod Nano. Remember an iPod Nano, Tom?
I think I had 2 of them.
Yeah, the little clip-on iPod. You know, for all of our Gen Z and Gen Alpha listeners, you used to have a little music player that you'd clip onto your shirt. And
yeah, dude, iPods were the fucking move. I'm not even gonna lie.
You got the Motorola Razr. YouTube.
I had a Motorola Razr. Oh man, good memories on the old Motorola Razr.
Yeah, Motorola Razr was a super popular phone.
You know what I also had was a Juke. Do you remember the Juke?
I don't remember a Juke.
The Juke was the phone that was so fucking stupid, and I can't believe that I had more than one of them. It looked like a little biscuit. It looked like a little biscuit. It was super long, and then you would flip the screen open, so it looked like a switchblade. So it had like a really tiny screen, like literally like 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 screen. Impossible to text on. It was phenomenal.
Hell
dude.
Yeah, that's a great phone. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah. YouTube launched in 2005. Fucking huge deal there. Guitar Hero came out in 2005. If everybody, I've played fucking the shit out of Guitar Hero. I played it for fucking years.
I thought the wah-wah was going to be a guitar doing that.
No, that would be I think it's called metal.
Oh, okay.
We have Guitar Hero. Consumables, right? Energy drinks were popping off, and that phone looks absolutely insane. What is that phone,
and then
dude?
you would select shit with the circle, see where it like pivots like that.
Yeah,
that's the selector. So that's like an iPod, an iPod thing, and then there's a button in the middle, and then it was literally like.
We'll clip this for everybody to see. It's
honestly, dude. Honestly, I kind of fuck with it still.
It kind of looks cool.
It does look cool. Like
all phones look the same now, just big, square
just
screens.
big rectangles.
Yeah.
I think that just since we're heading towards this weird cyberpunk dystopian future, and I was talking about this on my story on Instagram.
Okay.
I just want the aesthetic to be cooler. Like if we're gonna run out of water and people are gonna be fighting water wars and we're gonna be like hacking drones because we're being like autonomously fucking surveilled all the time.
Yeah.
Can't we just look a little? Can't we have cooler phones, cooler tech?
Right.
Everything looks like this. It's just a fucking rectangle.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, I mean, like going back to like how we always talk about like capitalism just eating itself again. The Motorola Razr's back.
Is it back?
Paris Hilton is doing an ad campaign for like the new Motorola Razr right now. I just saw a commercial for it.
Oh, damn.
So it's basically a smartphone that, you can flip in half, and it's got a couple of screens on it. It's like
I see. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, 2005, huge year for energy drinks, dude. This was really the kickoff of energy drinks.
Hell yeah.
And something that we will probably talk about a lot on, I guess, this series we're doing with UFC, super branded by energy drinks, whether it's Zions, Pitbull energy drinks. You'll see a couple of the logos, Tom, inside the ring. When I was watching this last time, I was like, what the fuck is Pitbull energy drink? Huge ass logo in the middle of the fucking
Mr.
octagon for that one.
He was the best guy around.
That's for Pitbull.
Top selling books of the year. You got Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince in 2005. Did you read that one?
I didn't read it. I only read the first one.
Okay. James Frey's A Million Little Pieces.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't read that, but I remember that. Yeah.
I haven't read the book, but I've seen the movie. My wife loves it because there's a very handsome man in it, and he shows his penis.
Who is it?
What the fuck is that actor's name? Aaron Taylor Johnson. And let me tell you, Tom, he's got a big Johnson.
In Million Little Pieces?
Is it Million Little Pieces or is it something else?
No.
Fuck.
He wasn't in Million Little Pieces.
I'm pretty sure they made a book about it.
He's our age.
Yeah.
So he would have been fucking 15.
No, dude. This is like a newer one. They made it recently.
Right.
Maybe
Really?
it's not A Million Little Pieces. Maybe it's something else.
I know what you're talking about, though. I've heard that he's got a real.
Dude's got a Mar. He's got a Mar, big time Mar. You got the Kite Runner. That's a pretty popular one, and the Da Vinci Code.
Ooh, Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code. Can you believe that?
I didn't read it, but I did watch the movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
That's good.
Ooh, that looks fun, dude. This is what I'm talking about.
Talk about this training right here?
Did you end up buying that punching bag?
I have a punching bag. Yes.
The punching bag. The one
the
you were
stand?
looking at? Yeah.
I did not buy a punching bag stand yet, no.
Damn, you
I am in the market for one. If you happen to be listening to this and you have one at your house, I am looking for a stand to put outside so I can hang my heavy bag on it.
Yeah. And also an extra heavy bag would be cool too.
Yeah.
Throw that bitch around. That's
the
what
ones
I'm
I was looking for. Well, I mean, I have a 90-pound sandbag, and then I got a pretty big heavy bag too. So I just want to do more stuff outside before it's cold out. And I'll probably even do some stuff outside when it's cold
outside.
Yeah.
That shit's fun.
I know, that's just the best, right?
That makes you feel like Rocky from Rocky 4.
Tom's talking. We're talking about this right now because in the background we're getting the precursor to the Stephan Bonnar Forrest Griffin fight, where they're showing them training. They're talking back and forth. This is something that I wish they did more of in the UFC. Now they don't really do this anymore, like the fighter interviews where they're cutting back and forth with them saying things. It doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of
Stephan Bonnar kind of looks like, did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
Yes.
He kind of looks like the detective from Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, kind of a little bit. Yeah. He's got a Twin Peaks.
And Forrest Griffin looks like a monkey. He looks like
his character is called the American Psycho, and I'm assuming that's because he looks like Christian Bale's character in American Psycho.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This fight is absolutely fucking insane. I think if you're not an MMA fan or like a combat sport fan, I know that by this point I can't imagine super listener Chelsea's probably tuned out very much by now.
All of our super listeners that listen for the comedy, the drops.
Absolutely no fucking chance my cousin is listening right now, but maybe he is. I don't know.
No, dude.
If you are not an MMA fan or combat sport fan, you've never actually sat down to watch it. This fight, I watched it recently all the way through. I had heard people talk about it and I had seen like clips and stuff, but I never sat down and watched it start to finish. This fight, you see like two guys who truly want to give up but refuse to give up.
Yes. And
they take it all the way to the end, and it's like, it's unbelievable to see what two people can do when they really, really want the victory.
Yeah.
And it's really incredible. It's just an incredible feat to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like I don't think golf is interesting, right?
Yeah.
But if I was to see a guy get a hole in one on like the toughest course or whatever the fuck, right, I could be like, that is unbelievable. I mean, even football. I don't really watch football. I see why it's interesting or like fun. But watching even like smaller games that are close, like we watched the Ravens and the Steelers this past season. I hadn't watched a single game of football all season. Didn't even think about it. We watched Ravens and Steelers, and I had a blast. Because it's like when it's close, when that competition is like razor thin and it's constantly back and forth, even if you're not a fan of whatever sport it is, it's fucking incredible.
Yeah. I think that's a good point to bring up. A thing that I wanted to bring up, especially watching this now, and like, a lot of people, I think, will agree with me here. Let's really set the stage for what this is, okay? We're talking about two contestants on a reality TV series to win a contract to fight, to do what they want, to do what their passion is, to win the opportunity to live their dream, to have their passion be their job, right? At this time, like, they show these guys going back and forth. Forrest Griffin is living on a mattress inside his coach in Georgia's house, right? Stephan Bonnar is living inside a tiny apartment in Chicago, and he is personally training people.
I wonder where he trained at.
Yeah,
that's actually a good question.
They show his gym in this. He trained at Carlson Gracie HQ MMA, but he was a personal trainer at another gym. I can't remember. They showed it here. We might be able to look it up and shout it out. But these guys are two guys, right, who are not only fighting to make money, but fighting for an opportunity, fighting for a passion, and they're not living super great lives, right? So they both have this dog in them that they need to win. If they don't win this fight, the dream is over, right? They might not get another opportunity. This is all they have, and they both really lay it all on the line. You can't write better drama than this fight, and I think if you watch it and you understand everything leading up to it, you'll understand it the same way that Tom and I like kind of romanticize it. And I think it's deservedly so, needs to be romanticized, talked about more in a way where it's taken a little bit more serious. This is high drama. And like Tom said, two guys that do not want to give up and do not want to lose this fight, and ultimately are doing this for financial gain, but also too because they want to live their dream. Two young guys. It's fucking crazy.
Guys, and you know what? It's not as violent as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. So if you sit down and watch it, you're not going to be fazed by any of the stuff that you see, because it's all stuff we've seen Raph do. It's all stuff we've seen Michelangelo do to the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if you're squeamish around violence, if you sat through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, which is, I think, considered top 5 most violent American films of all time.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there.
Yep.
Then this is child's play. You're going to think, what am I watching, kindergarten class right now?
Yeah, for sure.
And also, this fight is important, and this era is so important to especially me and Marsh, because we were young at the time.
Yes.
And we were fucking young at the time. I was 15 when this came out.
Well, I hold on. Not to interject and cut you off here, but this fight is regarded as one of the best fights in UFC history, regardless of nostalgia, regardless of me being young. This is literally in everybody of MMA of all time, journalists, everybody that's ever talked about the sport. This is one of the best fights.
It's like this,
ever.
This one, and then I think when CM Punk fought his last one, I think it's like those two are up in the air.
Yeah, those are up there.
It's honestly up in the air.
We could probably cover those too. Just oh man, I fucking love
the CM Punk ones.
How cool is it to see Carlson Gracie Sr. in a corner?
Where is he?
That's Carlson Gracie Sr. Dude, in Stephan Bonner's corner, man.
Oh shit! It's the guy from Entourage.
Adrian Grenier, dude,
that makes
big
sense.
MMA fighter. That's Carlson Gracie Sr. right there.
With the hat or with the do-rag thing on?
No, that's him, right?
Yes,
Carlson Gracie Sr. Yeah.
Damn.
Forrest Griffin, and we're kicking it off. This fight is fucking awesome. I can't wait to watch.
There's a point in this fight, and I will point it out when it happens. But Forrest Griffin actually does a really good job of grappling. Obviously, he wants to strike, and they both want to strike, which is unbelievable.
There's
honestly.
not much grappling in this fight.
There really isn't much grappling at all. But there's a point where Forrest Griffin gets Stephan Bonner. He could easily take Stephan Bonner down from the back, but he literally spins him around and pushes him against the cage to strike more. I was like, dude, that alone is worth the fucking con. That's unbelievable. It's like he had the clearest, easiest ability to take him down from the back and get ground and pound or do whatever, submit him or whatever the fuck.
I think I would have liked to have seen more grappling from Bonner, coming out of Carlson Gracie's gym.
Yeah, that is actually really shocking that he didn't really
They wanted to stand and bang. I mean, and dude, man, I don't know. I don't know if there's a gimmick behind this or a work behind this. But I mean, they exchange blows back and forth every single second of every minute of every round in this fight, and it's remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, dude. People don't understand just how much getting hit fucking hurts.
Oh, dude,
especially, dude, if you have an adult man who knows how to hit and he hits you, it's it is crazy that these guys can take more than one punch to any part of their body without quitting.
It's brutal, dude. I mean, even with boxing gloves on, getting punched, with what is it, 16-ounce boxing gloves that typically people wear. Getting punched in the face with 16-ounce boxing gloves by somebody that punches well sucks. And now imagine getting punched with the MMA gloves that are what? I think maybe these might be 8.
Yeah, I think they're 8.
6?
I think they're 8-ounce gloves. Yeah, the boxing gloves. And this is a fun history fact. Here's the history sound drop.
Why am I drippings with goo?
That's how you know we're signaling into a history lesson.
Okay.
Boxing gloves were not. People say I don't understand, how do boxers have so much fucking brain problems? They wear those gloves. It's because the gloves were not designed to help people's brains or to help their heads or to stop knockouts. The gloves were designed to protect fighters' hands because they kept getting fucking broken.
Yeah, right.
Especially back in the day when it was bare knuckle for forever. And then they started designing the gloves, and the gloves were designed so that the fights could go longer because people aren't breaking their hands.
Right.
So yeah, that shit hurts, even just slightly. I mean, dude, getting kneed.
God,
there are a lot of knees in this fight too. That's another thing. Is there's a lot of
clinching exchanges. This is where I wanted Bonner to come up and kind of play his grappling game a little bit more. But Griffin does a good job escaping. We're at 2 minutes 20 seconds in the first round. Forrest Griffin is in a half guard right now. I don't know why Bonner. maybe Griffin was just that strong. I mean, he's a pretty big guy. He looks like a very strong guy.
They're both about
too.
the same size. I don't think there's really a size differential here. I think they're the same height, same weight.
But even in that half guard there, I don't know why Stephan Bonnar wasn't. I mean, like, it's easy to play armchair fucking MMA coach watching this now, you know, 21 years later.
What was he thinking?
But
I could do that. Yeah, that's my thing is, like, I would train full time, but, like, I can't because I hurt my knee in high school.
And
so
Bonner's hitting some really, really good boxing combinations here. You know, a lot of UFC guys. Oh, yeah.
He could have taken him down and just threw him against the cage and started punching him. Maybe he knew that it was probably, like, not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, the more time you spend on the ground with somebody who was trained by
good at grappling, yeah, for sure.
Carlson Gracie Sr., you're probably just upping your chances.
Yeah, and
of
at this
losing.
time too, another thing, like especially in watching a lot of these older fights, the grappling is not as refined as it is now.
I think that kind of adds to the fun of it, though.
It does.
Is that it was sloppier. Now it's like dudes are doing such incredible, crazy fucking submissions now that it's like. I mean, I definitely understand the utility and the interest in like almost like ninja. They're pulling off like ninja shit. Yeah. But sometimes you just want to see a couple of big fat dummies get in there.
A classic triangle, a classic rear naked choke. You know, those things never go out of fashion. So
now we have Bonnar, like crazy shit.
Now you have Bonnar in half guard, and he's getting elbows rained down on him by Forrest Griffin.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Not ideal. Not a great way to close out the round either, because I think, you know, Stephan Bonnar did a really, really good job putting it on Forrest Griffin in this round. I think he won this round.
Yes. Oh, I totally agree. He definitely won this round.
Could escape there. See that escaped a turtle. Gets his back taken though.
Oh no. He's just gotta survive.
I think Forrest puts him in an armbar right here. Yeah, he does.
Yep.
Transitions that arm bar, and this is just pure luck and probably the timing aspect here that he gets out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Griffin looks up at the clock and just kind of goes, "Fuck it, I'm not going to finish it." Like, you know, don't waste your energy, right? If you've ever done an arm bar before, anybody who's ever trained, this is a kind of little bit of Coach Marsh's corner here.
Hold on, we have a Coach Marsh corner drop here. It's here.
Navy SEAL.
Yeah, welcome to Coach Marsh's corner. A lot of people and a lot of students, especially when they're new, they submission hunt in this way where, like, no matter what, they will try to get a submission. As soon as they get it, they will literally expense every single ounce of energy they have to try to hit that submission. And the good patient grappler more than likely knows that they can just like wait that out and wait for somebody to get tired and then just escape. But it happens all the time. So it was really nice to see Forrest Griffin use some level of grappling IQ to not just throw caution to the wind and try to waste energy with 16 seconds in a round. 16 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but trying to force an armbar on a strong person, 16 seconds, you know, you can burn out your thighs, burn out your arms, trying to pull your abs. So.
And also just like get frustrated. There's like a lot of mental game of like feeling like fuck. And also just knowing like,
why isn't this working?
I don't have it, but if I let this go, he's going to pop up and I'm going to get punched in the fucking head.
For sure. Yeah.
So it's like I'm just going to hold on anyway because I don't even want to risk letting it go and he turns over into me or whatever. Oh yeah, he opens up
Griffin. Rough. Griffin takes him down here too, and he's got a bloody face.
This is really Ninja Turtleian levels of violence.
This
is
like, look at that cut on his nose.
I know it's so
really
gross,
fucking bloody.
Yeah, his nose got hella broken. I mean,
Bonnar throws up an arm bar. Does not. Yeah, his grappling doesn't look super great here. I don't know. You know, maybe they were just. Well, he's covered in blood now, so it's almost impossible.
Also,
blood and sweat.
I would like to point out the hypocrisy here of John McCain talking about like, oh, we need to ban MMA because it's human cockfighting, and then it's like, dude, we go to war all the time. What are you talking about? We fucking bomb villages and fucking kill civilians with guns and fire.
Yeah,
like but this is what I'm talking. This shit drives me absolutely fucking insane, dude.
I do think that some politicians, I think, will just try to jump on, you know, any bandwagon that they think might gain some traction. And maybe at the time, John McCain thought there was going to be a big contingency of people being like, yeah, we should ban this, where instead everybody was like, this fucking rocks, John McCain, you're dumb. It was like an unpartisan.
Hey, we don't want this, do we, guys?
Like Dems and Republicans at the time, and probably even independents, were like, this is actually pretty fucking badass, John McCain. Shut your fucking dumb mouth.
Also, like, what's the difference between this and boxing? And boxing's been going on since the fucking 1800s.
You could argue what's the difference between this and any sport. Football, like, dude, football is extremely dangerous to the players that play.
Can we talk? I do want to talk about. I was talking about. So there was a contest, and I think I talked about it on a previous episode. There was a contest for a radio station, where they had a contest for fucking Weezer tickets.
Okay, and
they called it it was a contest called the coldest seat in town. They made thrones out of dry ice.
Oh,
and they had people
sit on them?
I swear to God, they had people sit on these thrones of dry ice, or like blocks of dry ice, and the last person standing got the tickets. And they thought, the people who planned this event thought that it was only going to last 10 minutes. They were like, no one's going to be able to last long enough to have lasting damage. People wanted to hear Island in the Sun so fucking bad.
People do anything for free.
They lasted 45 minutes.
That's crazy. Like, burning their skin, like chemical burning their skin.
They lasted so long that all of them have had severe muscle loss because the fucking ice killed the muscle in their legs.
That's fucking
The skin was fucking hella burned. They all got put in the ER, and then they ended up, they didn't sue, but something happened. Something happened. Anyway, it doesn't
matter. They got a free popcorn at the concert.
Yes. People want that, but it was like, this wasn't that old, guys. That happened in like 2007.
Yeah.
And I was telling my friend, I was like, did not a single person planning this event, because it was a big radio station. So it's like you had to rent the space, you had to get the dry ice, you had to get the hosts, you had to get the lighting, everything. Yeah. Not a single person was like, hey man, dry ice can't touch the skin at all.
Yeah.
Like, it cannot touch the skin.
Dry ice is super fucking dangerous. I mean, even just being around dry ice can suffocate you. Shout out to anybody that doesn't know that. Don't play around with dry ice. Yeah,
dry
it's extremely dangerous.
Dry ice, friend of the show, by the way. We'd love to have dry ice on the show to talk to.
Ice.
But I was like, dude, this is 2007. This isn't like it's 1902. How did this happen? And my friend was like, dude, back in the day, people just didn't look shit up.
Yeah,
and I think about that with concussions too, because I remember hearing Mick Foley talk about the infamous I Quit match with The Rock, where he hits him in the head with the chair.
I recently watched Beyond the Mat, so I know exactly what you're talking about all too well.
Yeah. And he hits him in the head with a chair like 12 times or something, like as hard as you can.
It's brutal.
And
it's really rough to watch.
That's tough to watch.
Yeah, it's tough to watch.
Also, by the way, that was okay, but John McCain's like, oh no, we need to stop fucking MMA. It's like insane. It's, guys, politicians are a bunch of hypocrites. They're fucking stupid and out of touch. Stop listening to them. Yeah. But anyway, and Mick Foley's like, we just didn't know that kind of stuff could have a lasting impact. It's like, you didn't think that taking a steel chair straight to your fucking cranium might affect your brain.
Yeah.
But it's like, they literally just, I think
that's a tale as old as time, though. I think with everything, Tom.
I know.
Like everything every human's ever done forever. Something people start doing this. Okay, well, we didn't really think that. I don't know, dude. The overabundance of people using GLP-1s right now. Well, we didn't really think GLP-1s were going to cause you to diarrhea all your organs out in 10 years. I mean, nobody knows fucking anything. So it's kind of just like,
I think there's a difference between the GLP-1s, which had already existed.
Sorry, I was using that as an example, but
but the GLP-1s, which had already existed.
There's our boy Kevin James with the backwards Kangol,
dude. Kangol Kevin, they call him. Yeah, Kevin Kangol.
It looks good.
Who, by the way, Kevin James in 2005, super hot, dude. King of Queens was huge.
If you're still listening in and you're loving this MMA talk, guys, we are going into the third round. If you want to start this and watch this with us as we are watching it live.
This is the final round.
Third round, only 3 rounds.
Yes.
One of the caveats here is, if there is no unanimous decision between the 3 rounds, there was a final round added, but this one did not go to 4 rounds.
Yeah, they didn't need to do that. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about human beings being stupid. Mm-hmm. I understand that, but it's like, at some point, and football can get a pass. I'll give a pass to football for the brain. What is it called? CTV. What is it called? CTE. I almost said CTV.
Well, I don't think football is the only sport that you can get. These guys, like UFC fighters, are getting CTE. Boxers get CTE.
I would
hockey
bet.
players.
I would bet
soccer
MMA
players.
I would bet MMA fighters get CTE the least.
Really?
Yes, because I think that more times than not, they're not standing and doing and punching the head forever. There's a lot of clinching, there's a lot of grappling, and it limits the amount of hits to the head that they're actually taking. Boxers that's fucking CTE city for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, people like Sean Strickland have CTE, but that's because he wants to.
Yeah.
He clearly wants to get punched in the head. Like he can grapple. He's really good at wrestling, but he just chooses to stand and
some people,
punch.
that's just their style.
He likes to punch.
I mean, there is the old punchy, punch drunk,
Yeah, and that shit is and also it's genetic
UFC
too.
fighters definitely get that. Like Stephan Bonner, rest in peace, he passed away in 2022.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I remember before he passed away, he made some videos, and listening to him talk, it was kind of rough to hear.
Probably from this fight, honestly.
I mean, not only that, but all of his fights, and a lot of things that people don't talk about too when it comes to UFC fighters and MMA fighters in general. I think a lot of them train differently now, but at the time, these guys were having full blown fucking fights in the gym as practice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They were beating the shit out of other guys.
That's James Toney, dude. He didn't work out at all. He only hard sparred all the time, every day.
They would do that a couple times a week, maybe once a week, whatever, and then they'd go have their pro fight or their amateur fight, right? So they definitely weren't doing things in a way that was probably as safe. And I'm sure there are still some gyms that train like that too, but this is man, dude, I fucking love this fight. It's hard to talk about CTE and then watch.
We're talking about dude, these guys just get no help and they're so poor and so underpaid and their brains are fucking hit them harder,
but
bitch.
we love watching it.
Yeah.
I know.
Why didn't he kick him in the fucking head till his head exploded?
Dude, I don't know, dude. If you want to say whatever you want, I guess
at the end of the day, I think that this is kind of one of those things where
dude, Griffin is getting fucking tuned up right now. God damn,
he's having a rough round. I'm not gonna lie.
Stephan Bonner looks like he's having a rough time too. Look at
he clocked him. They're both so insanely exhausted. And
anybody listening, I don't know, dude. Go on the stair stepper at one of the fastest levels you can go for 5 minutes straight and see how exhausted you are.
Yeah, it's even worse than that.
It's worse than that.
It's so much worse than that. But
well, not friend of the pod, but just friend in general. One of our people we train with at the gym, they competed, and I was like, "How did it feel?" And he's like, "Dude, it felt like I did the hardest thing in my life ever." And I'm like, yeah, dude, and that's a fucking 5 minute round against a person you've never fought.
Well,
before.
you've competed. What is it like?
It's awful, dude. It's so fucking hard. I mean, it's extremely hard. Besides the fact that you're full of nervous energy, and as any seasoned fighter will tell you, most of them always have that nervous energy too. Some people are just better at manifesting it into good ways than others are. But you have this super anxious energy leading up to your fight. You finally get your fight going, and depending on how long it takes, even 2 minutes of just grappling with somebody, a person that's not your partner at the gym, and a lot of people don't like when you compare grappling competitions to fights. I always do, because it is kind of you're fighting a fucking person, right? To submit them, essentially. Yeah, you expend so much energy, dude. You're fucking dead. You feel like a zombie. It's awful.
And I just turned to all the other fighters and I said, "Hey, man, I came here to party. If any of you came here to party, I'll see you in the arena tomorrow."
Is that kind of what you were saying at the time?
That's what I was saying.
That's
I was
how you were
I'm
feeling?
always telling people I'm here to party.
That
I'm
is
here to
true.
Party all the time.
That is very, very true. And that was kind of my first impression of you in jiu-jitsu class as well.
That is a famous clip from UFC 1.
Who was it?
That would be the Samoan sumo fighter. I can't remember his name. He got his teeth knocked out by, what is his name? Jean Depardieu.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I'll look that up for you guys.
Very nice. Yeah, guys, I mean, sports are fucking cool. And I think we're reaching this. People who tend to lean left, I think. And I do think that there is kind of a turnaround now.
That's Gerard Gordeau versus Taylor Wiley.
Yes.
He's a Samoan, or I think he's Hawaiian sumo wrestler. Got his teeth knocked out in the first 26 seconds of round 1.
I feel like people who tend to lean more left, and I do think that there is going to be a turnaround here, but there's almost like this weird at least when I was in my 20s, there was like this weird aversion to sports. Like everything was like, you like it ironically. Mm-hmm. And so they never really gave themselves the opportunity to really appreciate. And it might not even be MMA. It could be football. It could be baseball. It could be fucking soccer for all you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you don't truly give yourself the chance to sit and watch something and think, what is interesting about this? What do people like about this? Because I find it hard to believe that you would watch something like this and say like, I don't get it at all. Yeah. It's like, how do you not get it all? Look at that. They just showed so much respect to each other afterwards.
They're covered in blood. They're exhausted. This is absolute cinema, dude.
It's two people taking their will and their constitution and their bodies to the absolute limit that they can, because that's how bad they want to live this dream. I mean, what's not to like about that? What's not to find some kind of utility and interest in that concept?
Brother, this is art.
That's human. That's the human spirit.
This is art, dude.
That's the human spirit. And it will not be taken from me.
This is highbrow.
This is highbrow.
I don't you can never argue with me that it's not.
If this wasn't already a fucking reality show at the time, it would make a great movie.
Yeah.
But you don't really need a movie because it was already a reality show.
Have you ever seen the MMA movie Warrior?
With Tom Hardy?
With Tom Hardy.
That is legitimately one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I fucking love that movie.
Okay, I had
a poster of Joel Edgerton in my room from that movie because I got it for free.
Let's break that movie down really fast because we are also a movie podcast. We're About That Action. And we're talking about UFC. We're talking about one of the best fights in the UFC of all time, Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Bonner from the Ultimate Fighter Season 1 finale. In the movie Warrior, the same stakes are outlined as in this fight. So if you watch the movie Warrior, Joel Edgerton's character, he is, in debt. He's about to lose his house. He needs to fight to win money. Tom Hardy's character, his brother, went AWOL from the military. He's fighting for a purpose to get money so he can provide that to his friend in the military who passed away or was killed in combat, right? So there's these high stakes of why these guys need to achieve their goal. And that's the exact same thing we're watching right now in this fucking fight. In this real life fight, you can make a dramatic version of that and make a great movie about it, and that's like essentially what Warrior's about.
Yeah, I love Warrior. I think if you've never seen Warrior, if you're not an MMA fan and you're like, that probably isn't for me, there's really not that much fighting in it. It's similar to Rocky in the sense of like, yeah, you can watch the fight and everything, but realistically, the only reason you care about the fight is because you care about this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that with Warrior, it's just so incredibly written and it's so incredibly acted. Nick Nolte was fucking phenomenal. I don't know if he was nominated. I don't know. I'm going to Google that. I feel like he should have been nominated for...
Nick Nolte was nominated for
at least Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Like it was... I love that movie. It makes me tear up every time I watch it, if I'm being honest with you. And also, it's just like... It questions like what is family? Is family what you're born into? Is family what you is family the people you choose? How important is like blood? What do you owe the people that you were born into? Like, what do you really owe them? And also forgiveness. Like, what is unforgivable with people who you love? I don't know. It covers a lot of stuff that I think is really phenomenal. And honestly, one of the reasons why Joe Rogan lost all credibility to me is not the vaccines. It's not any of that bullshit. You know what it was? It's because he said Warrior wasn't a very good movie.
What?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He said that?
Yes.
That's because he's jealous that Brian Callen played his character in the movie.
I can't remember what he was talking about, but he was like, yeah, he's in this movie Warrior, which wasn't a very good movie. I'm like, wasn't a very good... That's like one of the best sports movies fucking in existence.
I think it's the best sports movie ever made. And I'm not just saying that as an MMA mark, because I'm a mark for a lot of things, and I think you know this, Tom. I'm a mark for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think it's the best sports movie
honestly,
ever made.
Dude, it's the most serious you have taken a single episode of this show.
What?
This talking about MMA, you have not really cracked any jokes this entire episode.
Oh no, dude! I mean, okay, dude.
It's literally like it's hard for me to crack a joke because I'm like, I feel like I'm sitting in class right now.
We can crack jokes, but I mean, like, we can crack as many jokes as you want. I don't want to come off as like super hyper serious about this, but I do lately, right? For my own, personal reasons, I have not been supporting the UFC. Do I still watch mixed martial arts on other, there are other programs where you can watch mixed martial arts. I watch Bare Knuckle FC.
Me too.
So I still do.
You want to talk fucking rough to watch.
Dude, I know those are rough to watch.
That shit is tough to watch
I know, it's
sometimes.
very, very tough to watch.
Like MMA or like UFC, I can watch a full card and make it through and be like, all right, that was cool.
Yeah.
Bare Knuckle, it's like a couple fights. I'm like, I can't watch any more of this shit. I think I got to take a break.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking nonstop. Actually, there's one of the original Bare Knuckle FC guys. His name's Tom
Mike
Schoaf.
Perry, baby, the platinum one.
Obviously.
One of my favorite fighters of all time.
Mike Perry. I remember watching a fight of his probably he's got to be 2 years younger than me. So probably like 2014, 15.
He's probably, what are you, 35?
Yeah.
He's probably 35. I don't think he's 33. He might be.
And I remember seeing a fight of his and I was like, dude, I want to look like that guy. That guy fucking looks great.
This is where Forrest Griffin says he's going to pawn the watch that Dana White hands him. If you're watching along with us, by the way, Dana White is dressed like he's wearing like a 1950s gangster pinstripe
Oh yeah,
suit.
look how big that suit is, dude.
This suit looks like it's 2 sizes too big for him. He has dude, look at how big that tie is.
Oh my god, that jacket.
The tie is too
The
big.
jacket's down to his knees.
Dude, he looks like he he got it led to him by like his uncle or something.
Yeah,
look at that scion, dude.
No.
Oh my god, dude. Look at that bad boy, dude. That bad motherfucker.
Damn,
Holy
dude,
shit.
that looks like a PT loser.
Oh, and I guess they also win a dirt bike too.
Really? Oh, that's kind of worth it. That's actually not a bad care package.
Yeah, I could pawn this for a lot, dude.
Dude, I love Forrest Griffin. He's still funny. He's still funny as fuck. I just saw an interview with him recently.
Yeah.
Where he was, even though he went woke, dude, go woke, go broke.
Oh, yeah.
But even though but the dude asked him like, so you guys were so insanely exhausted in that third round. And he's like, I felt fine. And the guy's like, really? You felt fine? He's like, no, dude, I was fucking exhausted. What do you mean? Like, hell yeah. He's still got his brain, dude.
This
that
is a
Forrest
crazy
Griffin.
fucking moment right here. Like, okay, so just so like I can like lay this out for everybody. They just had the most insane fight of all time. Nobody in North America had ever seen anything like this. In Japan and Pride, it definitely had already taken place, but this was like the first thing. This finale was free on TV. This was not a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So you could watch this on TV for free. These guys just went through 3 rounds of one of the most insane fights of all time. Forrest Griffin wins, and then Dana White adds in the caveat that he talked to the Fertitta brothers. Stephan Bonnar is also, even though he lost, going to get a 6-figure UFC contract. The entire ring, everybody in it, both coaches from both fighters' camps, Stitch, the corner man, everybody in the ring is cheering and jumping up and down with excitement because Stephan Bonnar also got a contract, because they all witnessed one of the most exciting things in the history of the sport. And like, there's definitely other moments that are equally as exciting, but this is why I picked this one, because for me, I mean, I don't know if it gets any better than this. Besides Chuck Liddell wearing a Lars Fredrickson and the Bastards t-shirt too, which is hilarious. Lars Fredrickson, famous guitar player from Rancid. It's his side project.
Oh, yeah. That shit's absolutely insane, guys. If you've never watched it, I will say this episode is free on YouTube, or this fight is free on YouTube. I watched the entire thing on YouTube. It was very cool.
Also, so is our next fight that we're getting into. Before we do, just so you know, Tom, Nick Nolte was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in 2012. He lost to Sean Penn.
What was Sean Penn in? I mean, if you're going to lose to anybody, Sean Penn is kind of the guy to lose to for acting, even though he's not a good guy.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He did not. Let's see. In 2020.
No.
2011.
No, Sean Penn. You are not a good guy. You need to sit in the corner, Mr. Penn.
Bad boy.
Hey, we need to put Sean in a pen and keep him there, away from society. And then just wheel him sort of in and out of film projects because he is good on film. So we can let him keep acting, but I don't want him wandering around with women.
Christopher Plummer won.
Oh.
For the movie Beginners.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
This is a pretty stacked 2011. You got Christopher Plummer for Beginners, Kenneth Branagh for My Week with Marilyn, never seen it, Jonah Hill for Moneyball, Nick Nolte for Warrior, and Max von Sydow for Extremely
It should have
Loud
been
and
Nick
Incredibly
Nolte. I think the
Close.
only problem maybe Nick Nolte didn't have enough screen time or something. He's just so incredible in that movie, man.
He's incredible in pretty much anything he's in. I'm a big Nick Nolte mark, but he is amazing in that movie in particular.
Yeah.
Patty Conlon is the character he plays.
I think if you grew up with a brother who's close in age to you, Warrior is really it's gonna mean a lot. I think
it's for the brothers, and it's for I agree with you there on that one.
Yeah,
but that's the Ultimate Fighter Season 1, Bonner versus Griffin, one of the greatest fights in the history of UFC. A fight that literally skyrocketed UFC to where they are now. Like I said, this company was on the verge of bankruptcy. Nobody was watching this. They created a reality TV show. People started watching it. They got sucked into the drama of the characters. Like I said, the characters that these people are just naturally. And it kind of created this fucking huge boom. Everybody, like after this fight, UFC was forever changed. It became more and more mainstream as every year happened. It was all eyes on UFC, and ultimately took them to where they are now.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal.
And then after this great fight, you get Ken Shamrock versus Rich.
Do we want to do this since it's only one round?
Yeah, we can leave it on and just kind of bullshit. I can set the scene for the next fight too. Hold on, we should go through the tail of the tape.
Sorry, yeah.
Hell yeah. Tom's pick. We have the 2004 Pride FC. Wanderlei Silva versus Quinton Rampage Jackson. Their second fight of 3. And I think they actually fought again in Bellator too. So they might have actually had 4 fights, which is fucking insane to think about. Wanderlei Silva, also known as the Axe Murderer. What a fucking awesome nickname for a fighter, dude. Like, how
so
fucking
scary.
sick is that? Like, you're the Axe Murderer. The dude looks insane. If you've never seen Wanderlei Silva before in your life, definitely look him up. He's a fucking freak of nature. The dude, he's 28 years old in this fight, by the way, Tom, in case you didn't know
I feel like
that.
he's been 40 forever.
Yeah, no.
He was born 40.
28 years old. He looks like he's on the verge of 50 years old. I think he's fought until he was in his mid-40s.
He just fought recently.
Okay, yeah, so then he's still actively fighting.
He lost and got knocked out by like the referee.
Yeah, he's a famous Brazilian shoot-to-box fighter. Shoot-to-box is kind of like fighting up against the cage with some grappling mixed in. It was I think shoot-to-box is like part with Vale Tudo, although I'm not super I wouldn't consider myself a historian on that stuff. He's also a black belt under Carlos Gracie Jr. He had a bunch of fights up until this one. He had a fight with Tito Ortiz at UFC 25, which would have been before this one in the early 2000s. And then he kind of built his career in Pride. He fought Sakuraba, beat Sakuraba, first person to beat Sakuraba.
Damn. Yeah, he was just a total animal, dude. He's like fucking Blanca from Street Fighter.
Yeah, he looks insane. And then he was actually on an 18-fight win streak up until 2004, leading up to this fight in Pride.
Yeah, he was a scary guy, man. He was a scary guy, but so was Quinton Rampage Jackson.
Yeah, Quinton Rampage Jackson, his background. Tennessee, Memphis. He was what is that, like a NJCAA wrestler. So I think that's National Junior College. So he never went to a Big Ten school for wrestling, but he was a junior college wrestler. BJJ black belt at some point, heavy wrestling style. And a boxing background. So kind of, I guess like he's kind of got a Randy Couture level style to him. Big on the takedowns, big on the ground and pound. He's got good hands, some decent knockout power.
Who were the coaches for this? Was it Liddell and Couture?
Yeah, Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture were the coaches for Ultimate Fighter Season 1, leading up to their fight in 2005 for the light heavyweight belt, which Chuck Liddell won. He knocked out Randy Couture.
Damn, what a shame.
Yeah. It's a I watched that fight after this because, like I said, I kind of went on a full-blown rabbit hole of watching old UFC, and it's interesting to watch, this era, people's stances, how they move, how people were so like they're definitely mixed martial artists, but everybody's really leaning into like one specific thing, right? So like the grapplers in this era, yeah, they could strike, yeah, they could kick, but they were going to try to submit you, right? And they more than likely, if they came to the ground, they were going to submit you. The wrestlers, they wanted to take you down and they wanted to get on top of you, hold you down, and then just kind of hit you with punches. Maybe they weren't going to knock you out, but they might get that sort of ground and pound finish. And then the stand-up fighters obviously wanted to always be standing up, right? Create exchanges, fighting in the clinch, maybe create some distance with their legs or their knees. But there's no like now when you watch UFC, like a Sugar Sean O'Malley, right?
Yeah.
He is, I'm just using him as an example. He is so well-rounded in mixed martial arts that he is dangerous from any position, right? He's not like maybe he may have like one certain, martial art that he enjoys more or he leans into more in his fights. But when he's creating his like game plan for whatever fight he's going into, he's versatile in every way. And I think a lot of these guys now, they're so incredibly versatile. Whereas, like I said, these guys, Ken Shamrock, we'll get into it in a second, he's kind of really only got some leg locks and that's about it. And then Rich Franklin just kind of beats the bricks off his ass.
Rich Franklin, and in all fairness, you kept saying the fight between Rich Franklin and Stephan Bonnar, and I was like, well, it's Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonnar, but it's like Rich Franklin and Forrest Griffin do look like brothers.
They do look the same.
They look very, very similar.
We get a nice interview with Kevin James.
Oh, we got a nice interview with Kevin James. Let's go,
Joe Rogan, old friends.
Actually, Kevin James had a MMA movie called Here Comes the Boom.
I seen it.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, with Boss Rutan in it.
Yes. Who, honestly, he's good.
Boss Rutan's not a bad actor.
Yeah, he made a good transition into acting. I think he should.
He transitioned well. He played himself in the Smashing Machine movie with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Because he would have been like, what, 30 or something at that time?
The ages do not work out. But
the ages don't really work out.
He plays himself. It's pretty cool.
When his leg or whatever spasms, I can't remember what happens. It's like dehydration or something.
They have to give him a shot.
And they have to give him a shot. I legitimately was like, is this part of the movie or did he actually get fucked up? His acting was so incredible. He's sweating. I was really impressed with his acting. I think if
you've ever heard Boss Rutan talk about a lot of the pain that he was in from his decades long fighting that he did, across the seas in Japan and he's from Denmark. Is he from Denmark? I can't remember where he's from.
I don't remember.
But he's a kickboxer too. You know what I mean? The dude, he's gone into I've heard him talk in podcasts about all the different levels of pain he was in. And he was probably, I would say he's probably pulling from the deep well of when he'd wake up in the morning and you know what I mean? He already knows what it
it's
he knows
not
what he
hard
needs
to remember
do.
what it's like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, also what's crazy about Boss Rutan is he was on set for some movie. I don't even remember what it was. He was on set for some movie and he tried to show, he's like, what if we could do this in the movie? And he fell on his head and he fucking pinched a nerve in his neck.
I heard
and
about
it actually
this too,
killed it did something to his arm where his arm just started dying.
He lost all the muscle.
All the muscle in one arm completely degenerated. That shit is insane. That it's after all of that, after all the fights, hundreds of fights, guys. After all of that, he gets that happens to him on a movie set.
Right. Yeah, it's brutal. We're getting a really cool video package right now of Ken Shamrock throughout the years.
And guys, if you wanted any example of how the UFC did not test for steroids back then, Ken Shamrock is the poster child of that. And these guys, a lot of these dudes looked incredible. I think about seeing Tito Ortiz when I was a teenager and seeing him fight and seeing Ken Shamrock fight when I was a teenager and being like, dude, is that what I'm supposed to look like?
Yeah.
Because I hope so, but also I don't think I'm gonna end up looking like that.
Ken Shamrock looks fucking great, and it dude, honestly, when we're going back and talking about things that are, Ken Shamrock's had an insane fucking life. Talk about a dude that would be a great character for a movie.
Oh my god,
dude, his life's been absolutely insane.
It's his mom was a prostitute. His dad was gone.
He was adopted by a guy that basically got him, and I don't even know if that's his blood brother or his adopted brother.
I don't know either, actually.
I can't remember offhand, but they basically, this guy adopted them and was like, you guys are going to start fighting right now, and basically forced them to train martial arts. They became excellent fighters. They started their own gym called the Lion's Den. Ken Shamrock was fighting in like pancration fights in Japan, which were kind of like early MMA fights that were also worked fights, but there were and if anybody doesn't know what that means, worked fights means scripted, but he was also having like actual full-blown like MMA fights too. Boss Rutan fought in that same league too. What was that called?
Pancrase is the one where you can hit with your palm but not your fist, right?
Correct. Yeah, you can palm strike, you can kick, you can palm strike, dude, and you can do submissions and like wrestling takedowns.
I mean, would palm strikes suck? I guess they would suck.
I think palm strikes would fucking suck ass, dude.
I was gonna say, does that suck less than knuckles? But it does.
No, I mean, and this might be an old like Kempo karate thing that my dad told me that's like not necessarily true. But I remember when I was training karate with my dad when I was younger, he was telling me that like one of these bones in your wrist right here is like one of the strongest bones in your hand. So like when people would palm strike back in those pancration days, they wouldn't use the fat of their hand here. This like that I'm like talking, they would twist their hand back and they'd hit you with this bone here on your wrist rather than the fat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So like this bone here is almost like a big fat knuckle that's like very, very tough and hard to break. This is actually a Kempo karate strike to like strike like that.
I think I had heard that actually, and that a lot of times people were like in the streets are actually almost better off doing palm strikes.
Yeah, you can't break your hand.
They can't break your hand.
Yeah,
and
for
you
sure.
Can grab
I mean, plus it's gotta fucking suck ass to catch one of these in the eye or the nose. I mean, dude, you're gonna get fucking smashed.
Absolutely.
But getting punched in the face fucking sucks too. So
yeah.
Here we go, dude. Rich Franklin, well-rounded.
Is that fucking? Oh, is that Chuck? Chuck
Zito.
Chuck Zito.
Yeah, Chuck Zito's back there. Yeah. You get all the fucking good goofballs coming out for this one, dude.
All the big jacked goofballs.
Yeah, you got Big John McCarthy reffing this one.
Oh, look at all the empty seats. That's actually really crazy.
Yeah.
I guess everybody just left.
They were promoting it for like how like, hey, like, but I don't know, maybe nobody wanted to watch Ken Shamrock fight.
What?
But back to Ken Shamrock's life. An insane life, fought overseas in Japan. Fought in WWE, was a huge WWE pro wrestler. I mean, had a bunch of different storylines with The Rock when The Rock was coming up with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think he won King of the Ring. He was the most dangerous man on the planet, Ken Shamrock. And then he went back to fighting and went back to UFC. Fought Tito Ortiz a bunch of times. And he is literally fucking 41 years old right now, fighting as the headliner for the Ultimate Fighter season finale.
Yeah, it's crazy. Rich Franklin actually has a bachelor's in mathematics and a master's in education, and he taught himself. Him and his friend literally would watch they would watch instructional tapes on VHS in a shed, and that's how he learned a majority of at least his grappling skills. I remember watching like an interview with that where like a lot of his early grappling was him watching instructionals with his friend in a shed and then like practicing the moves. It's actually really crazy. He's like an insanely smart guy. Also, Shane Carwin.
Got Eric Paulson right there.
Insanely smart guy. Who's Eric Paulson?
Eric Paulson.
Oh, of course.
Eric Paulson is a famous, catch wrestling, grappling, MMA coach.
I think Ed always talks about
Coach Ed, big fan of Eric Paulson. Eric Paulson trained Josh Barnett.
Okay.
And I guess he trained Ken Shamrock for this fight. Ken Shamrock's got a good fucking vibe coming out, dude. He's got the boxer fucking robe on.
I love that
emerald green. It's a great look.
That's a good.
Then he's got a sweatsuit on underneath and a towel wrapped around him. Like Antonio Inoki, famous Japanese wrestler. I think he's kind of paying respects to Antonio Inoki there, which is cool. Ken Shamrock's a big respect
Ken Shamrock's face looks like it's made out of like brick.
He looks like he's been punched in the face.
He looks like he's been punched in the face, but instead of it hardened his head.
Yeah.
His face, he looks like an Easter Island head a little bit.
Yeah, he looks a little John Bernthal. You know who could play Ken Shamrock in the biopic?
Yeah.
Hollywood, get at us, dude. Holy shit. We're writing it right now.
Let me tell you something, Rich Franklin. I'm itching to get in that cage.
Fucking writing it.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
It really does. He does look like John Bernthal.
I want you to watch this fight right now. And everybody, like I said, if you're listening, timestamp, whatever, if you're at home, whatever, you want to watch this fight with us, it's on Paramount Plus. If you have it, you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure. It is kicking off right now. Ken Shamrock has a really, really good chance at submitting Rich Franklin in this fight for the upset, which when I was watching it, I didn't remember who won because it's been so long since I've seen this. And I was like, holy fucking shit. He goes for this leg lock. It's a great leg lock battle. And he almost gets it. And part of me almost goes, I wonder, I'm going to talk to you about what I think here. And then you tell me if you agree. Here's Adrian Grenier again. They show Adrian Grenier a lot on this broadcast.
I know Chuck Liddell had a cameo on Entourage. I've never watched Entourage.
I love Entourage.
I do think that the Venn diagram of Entourage fans and UFC fans is like a circle.
That makes sense. I mean, I was a big Entourage fan. I'm still a big Entourage head.
That really
I was actually
that checks out.
I was gonna pitch to you we should cover Entourage instead of this.
I do not want to cover Entourage.
Why not, dude?
I do not. I'm good.
It could be like our life if we ever
dude,
made
Rich
it.
Franklin is 50 years old now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
51.
Whoa.
And Ken Shamrock's 62.
62? Jeez.
Yeah.
And the times they are a changing.
It's crazy,
Jesus
man.
Christ. Rich Franklin has a 10-inch reach on him. That's insane.
I know.
Oh, that sucks.
We got Bruce Buffer giving the intros here. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Fighting! Look at the shorts on fucking on Rich Franklin here,
Those are
dude.
pimp, dude.
Those are crazy.
I definitely want those shorts.
Like I said, I think I brought up the aesthetics and the vibe of, the fighters of this time, dude. Unmatched swag.
It's true.
The swag is
There
unmatched.
is a part of it. It's like, especially back then, it was like, I was very contrarian. I would see this shit and make fun of them, like the camo tap out shirts, cornball, Affliction.
I would kill for one of those shirts right now.
Affliction shirts with like the angel wings and shit.
Oh, dude.
Cornball.
Kill for it.
But now I'm looking at those shorts. I'm like, I would wear
Dude,
those
for
shorts,
these
though.
these Sprawl branded shorts that Ken Shamrock has on right now, I'd kill for a pair of those.
Yeah,
right
those
now.
are actually pretty
They'll
sick.
never get made again. You'll never get anything fun and unique like this ever again. This
Nothing's
is a really
fun and unique anymore.
nothing, dude. I mean, everything kind of looks the fucking same, Like
Yeah,
all
you're
this
right.
shit is fucking goofy as hell. If anything, we should do is start a bootleg MMA UFC a bootleg MMA jiu-jitsu brand that just like goes like throwback style hard.
Dude,
as
no
fuck.
fucking chance Ken Shamrock's only 202 pounds.
He could be. He could have cut. I mean, he's pretty cut, dude. He's got a 6-pack.
He probably, maybe he was 202 when he weighed in. He ain't 202
Well, that's
now.
what. Yeah, if he rehydrated for sure, he's cutting weight, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
They all do.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? For a dude who's been blasting gear for, at least 10 years at this point.
Longer than that, dude. I mean, do you remember him when he was in WWF? He was fucking huge.
Well, 10 years by this point.
Okay, yeah, you're
So
right.
1994.
Yeah, 2005,
or
yeah.
Or 1994.
But he was blasting gear before that even, dude. I mean, when he was in Japan, in UFC 1, he's fucking crazy jacked.
Yeah. He doesn't have gynecomastia.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's actually really good. That's
Good
crazy.
for him.
He was able to evade that. The Rock couldn't evade that.
Yeah. Franklin in the white camo trunks. What are those called? Urban camo?
Yeah, urban camo.
Yeah, urban camo trunks.
I told one of my friends I think that urban camo looks awesome, and he said like, yeah, it's tough to wear urban camo because you definitely look like a danger, not to others but to yourself. And I was like, that's so specific, but also so true.
Yeah, that's
so
not
true.
wrong.
And that's exactly how I feel, and that's
Well,
why I have urban camo pants at my house.
I'm getting a pair of urban camo pants. Yeah, dude, good exchange, right?
That was a good exchange.
Ken Shamrock
And
looks good.
He ate that punch. That was pretty crazy.
He looks
actually.
good, man. He doesn't look half
He
bad.
looks, dude. If I could move and look like this at 41,
Dude, fuck.
I'm not too worried about
It's
aging.
fucking 2 years for me.
Yeah, that's true. Oh no!
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
shit. Oh yeah.
This is the exchange I want you to watch.
Uh-oh.
No. Don't worry about old Ken. He's been grappling forever. He knows he's safe.
That was cool.
Watch this setup here, Tom. This is a great setup. Rich Franklin's trying to set up some sort of like weird omoplata armbar.
Yeah, I was
thing
surprised he didn't go to
from like a butterfly guard. But watch this, Ken Shamrock. He's gonna hook that ankle. He's gonna sit back.
Oh shit.
Watch this, dude. He gets a fucking dead on heel hook here. Goes over. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Yeah,
He's turning it.
got it.
He's
got
turning it. Look at that. See Rich Franklin, dude. Look at that. You see that bend in his knee, dude?
Yeah, that's fucking
He's
gnarly.
sending that, dude. And then he goes for the toe hold. And Rich Franklin, I mean, he escapes out of it, but fuck, dude.
That's gotta hurt like a
I feel like,
motherfucker.
dude, look at the way he's stepping on it now, too. Look at his foot. Look at
Yeah.
how he's stepping on it all weird.
Yeah.
He ripped his fucking knee
Yeah.
apart, dude.
Oh my God, dude.
You can tell. Look at him wincing. Look at his face.
Yeah, he had that shit dead to rights.
Dead to rights. I mean, a lot of other people, I think that just like kind of goes to like Rich Franklin's fucking toughness, man, because I think anybody else would have tapped to that. He had it cranked. He was cranking that fucking knee. If you've ever been put in a heel hook before,
it fucking sucks. Yeah, it's even lightly put into a heel hook.
You know.
You just know, like, holy shit, this would blow my whole leg apart.
Yeah.
If somebody really sent it, and he sent it. That was nuts.
Yeah. And this is where Ken unfortunately makes a bad decision.
Fuck, dude.
And he gets caught with a couple of and this is it. It's over.
Yeah, that's it. Dude, Rich Franklin's a fucking scary guy.
He's a fucking monster, dude. I mean, unfortunately, Ken Shamrock made the mistake of trying to go for a head kick. He fell. Rich Franklin covered him up and just beat his ass into the ground, But who knows if Ken Shamrock could have taken him into the deep waters with his leg being fucked up from that heel hook, Ken Shamrock could have been winning this fight at 41 years old.
Honestly, if Ken Shamrock had not slipped on that kick, he could have maybe done it.
Yeah.
I really think so.
For sure.
He still looked great. He was hitting hard. He fucking had good instincts. He almost took that heel. Yeah, I think he could have made it.
For sure.
Shit happens, dude, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah, but like I said, this fight's nice and quick. I just wanted us to watch it. If you didn't watch it already. The cool thing about this post-fight interview, when Ken Shamrock gets interviewed, he's such a fucking, like, there's something about him. The dude has like this pay your dues, pay your respects homage, and he literally puts over Rich Franklin in his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan.
But in all fairness, Rich Franklin did approach him and say, like, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Right.
I respect you so much, blah, blah, blah.
No,
that's so nice.
But it's like, when Ken Shamrock starts talking about,
I like when people get along.
When he talks about the loss, he's literally like, he's like, I've been in this industry a long time. I'm glad that I got to, lose this fight to somebody like Rich so I can help him build his career. And like, he's just putting him over, you know what I mean? Like same way.
That's such a class act.
That's just a pro wrestler thing. You know what I mean? Like a good classy pro wrestler.
Also, it's like, dude, you're 41. It's like, I'm sure even Ken Shamrock was like, I got a couple of these left. That's it.
Right.
So if I put over some really good fighters at the same time, that's kind of nice for me.
Right.
It's like a good way to like hand the torch. It's like, dude, he's 41 at this time. Rich Franklin's 30, which is actually kind of old.
Yeah, to be fighting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's definitely on the older side.
Yeah, and he's just such a monster.
Look at some of these brands. KnockedTheFuckOut.tv. You got American Fighter, like it's American Pie. Ken Shamrock's poor beat up face, but he looks badass.
He does look badass, and he still looks great too.
He does.
Even by today's standard, he's 62 years old. He looks fucking great.
He's taking good care of himself.
He is taking good care of of himself.
It
really goes to show, guys, if you just get punched in the head a bunch of times, does it really matter at the end of the day? It worked for Ken Shamrock.
That's the fucking that's the fucking fountain of youth.
I will say, like when we were talking about Punchy earlier,
yeah,
Chuck Liddell.
Hey
Chuck
man,
Liddell's
got
it.
He's also, dude. It's not going to affect everybody, right?
No, it's genetic. Yeah, I heard Steve-O talk about it. He was talking about how
Steve-O was talking about how it's genetic.
Like, my brain is totally fine.
Sure.
Yeah, but he's like, they did scans of Steve-O's brain, and he's like, I don't have any issues with CTE. Because a lot of that stuff is genetic. So it's like even people who maybe took less blows to the head than somebody else, they might start to see problems with it because it's like their brain just doesn't heal the way that like somebody else's brain might heal really well.
Okay.
And I think that's true for everything's genetics, guys. We got to stop beating around the book. Everything's genetics. I think about like there's people from the gym from lifting who have never been injured, and it's like, how have you never been injured? It's literally like no knee problems, no back problems, no shoulder problems, no elbow problems. And it's like, dude, I have all of those problems simultaneously.
Yeah.
But some people, it's like they have thick tendons. I don't even know what the fucking thing would be, but it's literally like, I don't know, sometimes my left knee kind of bothers me, but I just work out anyway and it doesn't, and then it goes away. It's like, some people just are lucky, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. It sucks. Sometimes the cards that you get are all bullshit, dude. I don't even know what a good or a bad hand in this poker, but yeah, you're just fucking screwed. You get a full hand of jokers.
Hell yeah. Sometimes you get a joker, dude.
Sometimes you get a joker. Sometimes you are the joker.
Sometimes you're just good at smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. I don't know what to say.
Well, that's alone. That's kind of like a thing because some people can't do that without
Some
getting.
people can't even do that without.
Yeah, some people can't even do that without getting cancer.
Dying
but some
in a
people can
car
smoke
accident.
for 55 years, and it's like, no, I feel better than I ever did.
No, true. It's so crazy. Like when you see, like, it's like this is a 100-year-old woman, and all she does is smoke cigarettes and drink wine all day.
Yeah. She's like, I drink Dr. Pepper because the doctors told me not to, and I said it's delicious and has sugar in it.
Yeah, it's like, she lives exclusively off of McDonald's French fries and beer.
I mean, dude, Donald Trump is fucking what, 85 years old, and he
Dude, I
eats
know.
only but Big
It's
Macs
crazy.
every day and Diet Cokes. It's like insane.
It's a secret sauce, dude.
It is the secret
Yeah,
sauce.
look at these guys are young. You know, we've been here a long time. Look at these, we're just putting them over. I fucking love you. I love you, Ken. Ken Shamrock, if you want to come on About That Action, Tom and Josh edition, where we just talk with each other about combat sports, we'd love to have you on, Ken.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be honestly. I remember seeing Ken Shamrock action figure my cousin had from when he was in WWE.
Yeah.
And being like, this is who I want to look like. This is exactly what I want to look like. So that's kind of when my body dysmorphia started. Was probably when I was about that young.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm supposed to look like Ken Shamrock, so I'll find a way to do that.
You could thank him, dude.
And I don't look like him, but you know, I will thank him if I ever meet him in person.
Dude, you kind of look like Ken Shamrock now, dude. You're fucking jacked as hell.
Thank you. I weigh more than he did in this fight,
Yeah,
which
dude.
is crazy.
You're fucking
because I'm
jacked.
also shorter than him.
Fucking there's the Alien Motors fucking dirt bike that they won.
Dude, I don't know if you saw it. There is a motorcycle.
So sick.
There's a motorcycle for sale. I don't know how to ride motorcycles,
Okay.
but I am so tempted just because there's a motorcycle on Hamlin. When you're if you're just going straight down Hamlin,
Yeah.
somebody's selling a motorcycle in their front lawn. It has had this for sale sign on it for weeks. I mean, it's been out there for like 2 months.
Yeah.
But it's like blue. It's like baby blue and like yellow, and it looks like it's straight out of Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's it's like a like a crotch rockety kind of bike.
Yeah.
Which I typically don't like, but the color scheme looks so I was like,
Oh,
damn,
dude,
I kind of
I-
want to see how much this thing costs.
I fucking love like Japanese street bikes. I think that they're fucking awesome. I got a hot take. I don't really think choppers or Harleys are cool. I think it's a stupid fucking culture. I do think street bikes are badass.
I think choppers are sick as fuck,
Yeah,
honestly.
I think like rolling on a big old chopper, like
I do.
like
I
that.
love the ape hangers too.
You want to go like brum brum?
I
wanna
feel
go
like
bing, bing, bing.
I feel like the ape hanger shit though just seems so hard to ride. Like it seems like it'd be
dude,
really
it's
hard to ride
uncomfortable
those.
as fuck. Dude.
Yeah,
That's
like,
hurting your arms.
yeah, and you got to ride that shit for fucking hours. That sounds horrible, but
Fucking
it looks
A.
cool. I do think that it looks very cool. I think choppers are cool. I would never have one. I'll probably never have a speed bike either, but
You could get one. All right, well, I'm going to throw on Wanderlei Silva, Rampage Jackson 2. This was Tom's pick.
I think it's Vanderlei.
Wanderlei.
Yes.
What did I say? Wanderlei?
Wanderlei.
Is it not? Whatever. It's hard to pronounce.
I mean,
God,
who knows?
He looks fucking insane.
He does look insane. Look at he's only 28 years
He's
old.
28 years
Oh
old,
my
dude.
God, dude.
Look at how good Rampage Jackson looks. Just so
Steady
everybody knows,
diet
we
of what,
just
raw fish
started
heads?
this fight right
dude looks
now.
Like, dude, honestly, Vanderlei Silva looks like they kept him in a fucking cupboard under the stairs.
He
And then
looks
they
like
would
a monster,
they would
dude.
literally only let him out to fight people in Japan. They just sent him to Japan and they're like, best of luck out
There
there.
you go. All right, send in the freak.
It's like, did you ever watch Creepshow?
Yeah.
It's like the monster in the box in
Oh,
Creepshow.
yeah, he does kind of look like that. Maybe we'll make a graphic of that.
Dude, I can't believe he's only 28 in this. That's
Yeah.
insane. So Rampage Jackson's probably a little younger, right? He's probably what, 20?
Yeah, he was like an
24?
up and comer. Like from what I was reading when they were leading up to this fight, they already had a fight previously here,
Yeah.
and Wanderlei had beat him. Wanderlei's got a sick fucking tribal tattoo on the back of his head. It looks so badass. Fuck, it's sick. So why'd you pick this fight, Tom?
Honestly, because one, it was Pride, and I really I think the Pride fights are the most anabolic.
Oh, hell yeah.
Partially, I think because it takes place in a square ring. But also just something about, all those dudes were juiced up. The fights were like, I feel like the rule set that they
Low
had,
blow
the
from
fights were
Rampage,
very, they were just fast paced and just aggressive and crazy.
I do like the way that they're formatted too, where it's the 10-minute rounds.
And dude, Also, the Pride logo with the fist and the lightning bolt.
Oh, it's awesome.
Super cool.
Great marketing, great graphic design.
Great marketing, great graphic design. I like the lineup in Pride at the time.
Yeah.
Which obviously both of these guys would end up doing UFC as well.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up, Tom, because going back to what we were just talking about, this fight was a year previous to 2005, right? And obviously, like, UFC had created some pretty big, mega, super duper stars, but all the best fighters at the time were fighting in Pride because this is where they made the most money. There was no money. There was no money to be made in UFC.
Yeah.
In 2005, a year after this fight we're watching right now on Pride, that was like the big, oh my God, UFC is finally going to start making it, right? So before that, there was no money to be made. Wanderlei Silva fought in UFC, he fought Tito Ortiz, and then they were like, okay, we don't have any money to pay you a big purse. Everything was happening in Japan. Japan, like, the sport was blowing up and like everybody wanted to promote it. Japanese people fucking loved it. I'm sure that a lot of people everywhere watched it worldwide. But in Japan, there was just so much money for these fighters to make. So all the best fighters went to Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why the fights look different. I mean, just watching this fight compared to what we just watched, right?
Yeah, a lot of my favorites also did fucking UFC at the time too, but
of course,
something about Pride, it's like it looks older too, which means it has like the charm to it. I don't know. I saw Pride. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I like Wanderlei Silva. I remember him from when I was young being just like a really scary guy.
Yeah.
I like Rampage Jackson. I think he's got a good personality. And also just his fights were like fucking crazy. Who did he slam and like make mentally? Who was that?
Oh fuck, Rampage Jackson.
Yes,
I can't remember.
Somebody tried to triangle him.
Yeah, he slammed him. I think that was a Gracie. That might have been Vitor, maybe.
I think it was a Gracie. I could be wrong. I'm not like a fucking historian, but guys, this is really important. If you're in grappling, if you are a grappler and you are in a
Ricardo Arona.
Yeah, and it like changed him forever.
Yep. Violently slammed him headfirst into the canvas, knocking him out cold in the first round.
Yes. If you are trying...
He slammed a couple people.
That was like... He slammed a dude in high school the same way.
Well, he slammed 3 people in Pride. He slammed Kazushi Sakuraba. He slammed Masaki Satake in 2002 at Pride 20. And then he slammed Ricardo Arona. So he slammed 3 people. That's kind of like his thing.
I mean, there's a reason why they called him Rampage.
Rampage gets cut here. Tons of fucking blood. Looks awesome. Rampage looks great in this fight, dude.
Yeah, he does. He does a really good job defending. There's a lot of clinch work that doesn't really go anywhere, but then there's also a lot of like
That's the shoot to box style, dude. That's like what they wanted. That's what Wanderlei wants to do. He wants to set up clinches and he wants to set up punches from the clinch.
Oh. Yeah, he's just like a fucking animal, dude. But I don't remember what I was saying. Something about Rampage slamming a guy.
Rampage slamming everybody down. No, it's good. I'm happy you picked this fight because I think it's a good juxtaposition because like with the popularity of MMA in Japan, it was super popular. In North America, I'm not saying it wasn't popular at the time. It exploded in popularity. So because UFC exploded in popularity, Pride also exploded in popularity. So these Pride years leading up to like the UFC ultimately purchases Pride, you're going to get a lot of really awesome fights, a lot of great cards too. Obviously before this, there's a ton of Pride backlog we can talk about too. And we'll definitely cover some more when we have some people on. Yes. I mean, Pride, you also have like, why am I drawing a blank on his name? The Russian guy. Fedor, of course. You have Fedor Emelianenko. Arguably one of the greatest UFC I'm sorry, not UFC. It's hard to not say UFC. Like I know, like it is one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. 100, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, you have him fighting Kevin Randleman. I almost put that on the list. I don't know if it was on the list. Yeah. But it's really short. But it's just such a fucking insane, like start to finish, foot all the way to the floor on the gas pedal. Look at this fucking triangle lockup we got. Oh, that's what I was going to say, guys. If he tries to slam him, but you know what? Yep. Actually, you go ahead and Tom and tell everybody what you're supposed to do there. If you're a grappler, guys, and you are trying to do, got him in a Kimura, and you're trying to do a triangle, and the guy starts to pick you up, or if you're in guard and the guy's strong enough to stand up with you, you have got to let it go. For the love of Christ, let it go, because you cannot trust that this guy is not going to slam you on your head. And that, like, there's a video recently of a guy, and he broke the rules and got disqualified. Yeah. But this guy had this other bigger guy in guard. I think it must have been an open because
the white dude was like really
like an absolute,
was much smaller. Yeah, it was absolute.
Yeah.
The other guy was huge, and the other guy literally was strong enough to pick him up, and the guy was literally koala hugging him.
Right.
And then the bigger guy literally just jumped and fucking body slammed him.
Yikes.
And I don't think he knocked him out, but he definitely knocked the wind out of him. And then he got disqualified. And it's like, I showed that to Kayla and I was like, listen, I don't think you're going to run into this problem, but this is something you need to know. If somebody's standing up with you and you're trying to like do a submission or whatever, you've got to just let it go.
Yeah,
you got to ditch it.
Because or you come under the leg and you wrap the leg.
Yeah. If you can wrap the leg,
wrap the leg. You got to wrap the leg.
And that's not just in a tournament setting, especially in the street. You'll fucking die if somebody slams you in the street. You will die.
Street certification, protect yourself in the streets at all time from Coach Marsh. If you have your clothes guard on somebody in the street, give it up and hip escape away and technical stand up and get away. And
yeah, don't do that. A lot of stuff in jiu-jitsu is probably not going to be super smart.
We could probably talk about that next week with our special guest.
Yes, I would love that. We'd love to give more tips to people who maybe, guys, society's collapsing. Realistically, society's collapsing. Violence is going to be on the rise eventually once people have no food or water because of data centers draining all of our resources and the elites stealing all the money out of your children's mouths. So as society collapses, it's super important that you yourself learn the fundamentals of what it's like if somebody attacks you.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty important.
I think it's pretty important. And like the age-old saying, it's better to be a gardener or it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
This is true.
Like there's no reason not to at least learn a little bit of this stuff.
I've been saying that. That's a good plug for our gym that we train at, Balance Point Martial Arts Academy in Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, and if you want to learn the basics of what is tried and true and has the highest percentage of being effective, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. This guy's class, I'm telling you, I learned more doing his class than I did years prior. I'm telling you guys, it's really helpful. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because we're on a show together.
I appreciate that, Tom. Thank you.
Truly, it's really helpful. But watch these old fights and you can kind of realize like, okay, maybe I should learn a couple of things. Or if you're a really small person and you're like, I don't think it's going to matter what I know, which by the way, that is the case. By the way, size is very important. When people say like, dude, size doesn't matter in jiu-jitsu,
he got a yellow card. I don't even remember what that is. We'll have to look that up. The referee just pulled a yellow card out of Vanderlei. Is that maybe because he wasn't like pressing the action from the guard?
It was stalling.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. It's been so long since I've seen one of these fights, man.
Size matters. So if you're worried about
that's what my wife keeps telling me, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, unfortunately for me, that's what my wife says. Oh, no respect.
Josh would have said something really awesome there.
Dude, what would Josh? What's that? That's what he said. He said, that's what? Oh my God. You got to hear this guy. Hilarious. I mean, he's just cracking me up over here.
That's crazy, dude. We love him.
High five.
So good we have him here. So glad he's here.
I'm so glad Josh is here with us today in spirit, and I just love you so much, pal. I'm going to comb your hair a little bit. I'm going to pet you like a dog.
I mean, it's nice that he just provided us with
Tom loves petting Josh like a dog.
47 seconds in the first round. Rampage Jackson doesn't really have an answer for Vanderlei's guard, you know? I mean,
the guard is good.
He's got a good guard.
How great is our guard? Tell me how
he needs a lot of work on his passing. He's got some wrestling movement here, but I mean, his passing the guard is not great.
I mean, that's how I pass.
Rampage Jackson is not known for his jiu-jitsu.
He literally did exactly what I do.
That lazy jump over.
You press it down, and then you just do
press it down,
fucking keep it down, and just jump over it.
Yeah.
That's my secret, guys. So
to Coach Ed, and I was like, it might not be a bad idea for us to start incorporating some like combatives courses, like where we're not full blown MMA fighting, but mixing it up a little bit to have people kind of remember in jiu-jitsu why we do certain things.
Yes, I completely agree. And that sounds actually like a ton of fun.
Oh, dude, I think it would be great.
the belt tests at the place I was going before Balance Point, the belt tests were like really, really grueling and they were really brutal.
Yeah, I've heard some of the stories.
And
from Lawrence, Ed, Rob.
I had been to, I think 3, maybe 4. And I remember what they basically do is they take all the people who go to that academy plus anybody else who wants to join.
Any random person.
Legitimately. If,
Like
you have
off the
if you
street.
have a gi, if you have a gi and basically somebody who can vouch for you and be like, oh yeah, they go to my gym, then you can pretty much do it.
Right.
So it's like fucking 30 people, right? And then the people getting the belt. And how it works is it was 10 rounds. It was 10 5-minute rounds with 1 minute in between, and every single round was something different.
Okay.
So it was everybody belt testing had to roll with the highest belted people in the room. That's always how they all started, and then they would have to end the entire hour with the same thing.
Damn.
And then in between, it could be anything from firemen carry people for 5 minutes straight. Wheelbarrow walk for 5 minutes straight. It could be defending punches from standing for 5 minutes straight. It could be defending punches from guard for 5 minutes straight. It could be getting thrown for 5 minutes straight. And it's just that for a full hour. And it was fucking insane. But there was one where it was, and I got paired up with this one dude. Shout out to Ian. I think he's a brown belt now. But I got to punch him, but he could only basically trap my arms and keep me in guard.
Yeah.
So he couldn't strike me and he couldn't submit
guard.
me, but I could punch him, and it was actually a lot harder than you would think. When somebody really locks this shit down, it's tough, man. If people are locking your hands down, locking your arms down, it is tough to punch from there, because even once you get it out, you might get one punch in before they just trap it again.
Yeah.
And I think I only hit him a couple of times. I did fucking catch him pretty hard in the kidney one
Oh,
time.
hell yeah. Nice.
And he was like, dude, he's like, thanks for really laying it on me. He's like, I almost threw up during that round because you punched me so hard. And I was like, fuck, he's going to kill me.
That rocks, dude. Yeah, training fucking rocks. Listeners, if you're still with us here, we are at 3 minutes, 45 seconds of round 2. Wanderlei Silva versus Rampage Jackson 2. We got Wanderlei in Rampage's guard, which looks awful. He doesn't even have it closed up.
Yeah, he's not even closing his guard.
Closing it.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
He's not doing anything fancy with his open guard.
Really
And he's
doing
also not
anything.
closing it.
No.
And that just kind of looks sexual when you don't close it.
This is
honestly.
a good fight, though. He's trying to throw up some Hail Mary fucking arm bars here.
There's nothing there, though. He didn't even
Oh,
arm
my
trap.
God, dude.
Could you head stomp?
You can head
Oh,
stomp
my
at Pride,
God.
yeah. And Wanderlei Silva, like, it was a big on head stomps. He'd do them all the time.
There was, I'm trying to think. Maybe it was this fight. But I think maybe Wanderlei Silva was doing like crazy up kicks or something.
Yeah. From his back?
Yes. Those up kicks were fucking gnarly, dude.
Brutal.
If that shit catches you, you're in serious
I just
trouble.
watched a fight. I can't remember who it was that won the fight, but it was Joe Diesel Riggs. And like I said, I was going down an MMA rabbit hole on Sunday. Joe Diesel Riggs, he fought Bare Knuckle FC. He was just a real like big ass fucking let's stand and bang, bro. Like let's not go to the ground type of guy. And he got taken down. He was in a dude's guard. He stood up and the dude up kicked him, hit him square in the fucking chin. Joe Diesel Riggs drops to the ground, and as he's falling from getting up kicked, the dude locks up a perfect triangle. It was fucking amazing. Like poetry in motion, dude. I want to like pull it up after this just to show you how sick it was.
That sounds insane.
It was fucking awesome.
Damn.
I can't remember the name of the guy. No, this was in 2000, whatever. Because I was just watching.
This is old.
Like as soon as I finished watching Tough One, I just threw on old UFC from Paramount Plus, and it would just play one after another.
I remember I would watch like old UFC fights and MMA fights, and I remember hanging out with my friend Emily at the time, and the Chuck Congo versus Pat Barry. Do you remember that fight?
Yeah.
When Chuck Congo got knocked out like 3 times on his feet.
Yeah, crazy.
And they didn't call it. Yeah. And then he knocks Pat Barry out with one punch.
Wild.
Dude, I remember watching that, and me and my friend were just fucking flipping out in my basement.
I think this might be close to the end here. Oh, that's it. God, dude.
Holy shit.
He is knocked out as hell. Crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Let's rewind that and watch that one more time, Tom. Wanderlei Silva just hit Rampage Jackson with the KO finish of this fight.
Oh,
it's bananas. That's all knees too.
Slow that shit down, dude. Slow that shit down in post.
Fuck. I'll probably add this to the video.
Guys, if
of us
you've never
talking about
taken a knee to the body, it's painful.
I couldn't even imagine taking a knee to the face, dude.
Yeah, a knee to the face. I don't know how you even survive it.
You don't. You get knocked out like Rampage Jackson, dude.
If Rampage's big ass head couldn't fucking take the punishment.
He's
look
fucked
how
up.
swolled up his face
eyes are
too.
swolled up.
Yeah.
He's breathing heavy.
He looks like a different guy.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a hard time, and Wanderlei looks like he's in the fucking zone right now.
Yeah, guys, this fight is on YouTube. So if you're
1 knee, 2 knee, 3 knee.
Oh my god!
Hold on, where is it? There it is.
There
boom.
it is. Damn.
And Rampage is out like a light. He lands on the fucking ropes. He looks like a dead body, dude. It's crazy,
guys. This fight is free on YouTube. So if you're lit,
his face, holy fuck! And this is one of my favorite things about Pride is when the winner, dude, they would just like spray. What are these, like Tinker Tape Parade fucking like glitter everywhere?
Yeah.
It would explode all over the ring.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, that's the shit. This fight's free. So if you guys listen to the show, if you don't watch the show, well, we're not showing it on the fucking live stream anyway, but
we'll put it on some of the clips that I post to you.
Yeah, we're gonna post
whatever.
clips. But
God, Rampage Jackson looks fucking
like
dead.
honestly,
look at that fucking sick ass flag, dude. Shoot to box Vale Tudo. I saw the gym in Brazil.
Did you?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
You should have gotten a shirt or something.
No, I was too afraid to walk in, dude.
Yeah, they force you to fight right away.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you want to come in here and fight?
I was just hoping to get some merch. No, you fight now.
Yeah, dude.
You fight now.
Wanderlei Silva's in there, dude.
We go now.
Yeah,
I can't let you get close. That's you.
I can't let you get close to me. We should talk about that too. We could talk about that.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, Chael Sonnen is one of my favorites of all time.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's so fucking funny. It's like insane.
He's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, guys, this fight is free on YouTube. So if you're listening, it might be nice to sort of pull it up as soon as we start it, and we watched it in real time, so you'll be able to follow along, and all the shit that we're saying happens in the video in real time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it'd be a good little sync up for that. Damn, that shit was crazy. I'm actually I'm really liking this block. What did our guest for next week choose? Do you know?
Oh yeah, I'll let you know right now. We can fucking prime that for everybody. Hold on, let me pull it up. One of the fights he chose was already on the list of fights, which I believe is Nate Diaz versus Takanori Gomi.
Okay.
And then the other fights. Hold on, sorry. I have so many group threads here.
Yeah, guys, we like to have fun. We're mixing it up a little bit around.
Yeah, okay. So he picked 2 fucking awesome fights. One of them I did not put on the list. BJ Penn versus Matt Hughes 2.
Damn.
And Nick Diaz versus Takanori Gomi in Pride. So we get another juxtaposition of UFC versus Pride in 2 different timelines.
Matt Hughes is another one too that I remember from my childhood.
BJ Penn, one of my favorite fighters of all time. Got to meet him.
Yes. Wow. What a fucking blessing that is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Interesting guy.
So yeah, guys, next week we will have a guest to take Josh's place for the day. Obviously we're waiting for Josh to come back to Harbor and to sort of tell us about what his experience was like working with the infinitely funny Bert Kreischer.
Yep. Can't wait to have him back. I miss you, big dog. If you're listening to this, we are so happy that you had this opportunity to go on a life-changing cruise. We're very happy for you and Mel on the cruise. Hopefully Bert Kreischer is treating you well.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to have you back.
Not getting you too drunk.
Yeah,
okay?
don't drink at all.
Just try to
safe.
Keep it tight out there.
Don't trust that Bert
You don't want to be
Kreischer.
falling overboard and then you're going to sink, you know what I mean? Or whatever is going to happen to you.
Don't trust him, dude.
Don't trust Bert Kreischer. Always cover your drinks around Bert Kreischer. Josh, I'm not making any accusations about Bert Kreischer personally.
Josh's stand-in, do you got anything you want to say?
What? That's such a Josh thing
crazy.
to say.
That's hilarious.
That's such a Josh thing to say.
Can't wait to put that on the Instagram for everybody.
And with that, guys, we will see you